Hello, everybody. Before we get into this Human Centipede episode, we got to talk about polls. I got people here. Hey, guys.
Polls. Hey, I'm Bree.
You
might have heard me.
None of them are going to be here for this poll, but
Yeah, I won't be here.
Hey, but you better vote. And you better smoke that poll.
Hot poll coming your way.
vote or die. Anyway, so April's 70s movies is the theme of this month's poll. Basically how polls work. We give you a theme. You guys comment a bunch of movies, and then after we decide which movie is going to be the movie out of those by you guys saying, hey, this movie. Then we go, okay, that movie. What are that movies, you might ask? What are that movies?
What are those movies?
You might ask.
Show me the movie.
This time around, the movies are The Wicker Man from 1973, Carrie
Boo.
from 1976, Eraserhead from 1977, and House from also 1977. The poll does end in 2 days, maybe 1 day from when this episode comes out. In the next day or two from this episode releasing.
This is cool.
House is cool. House is losing terribly right now. Wicker Man is losing more terribly. Wicker Man's at 5%, Carrie's at 48%, Eraserhead's at 28%, and House is at 20%. So if you really don't want us to cover Carrie, go over to patreon.com/horrorsoup and vote against Carrie. If you really want Carrie to for sure win, go ahead and vote on that. If you want Eraserhead, same thing. Go over there and do
See, Eraserhead is cooler than Carrie, but Carrie is... It's a classic.
Carrie's legendary, man.
It's legendary.
I think-
It's super fucking sick.
I think Tough Guy and James aren't really excited for Carrie, but honestly, I'm not mad if Carrie wins.
Yeah.
I'm fine with it. I love Carrie.
It's actually, like, funny. John Travolta's in the movie.
That's true. John Travolta is in that fucking movie. Nah, guys, go vote Carrie.
Yeah, go for Carrie, Dad.
I know I usually don't try to sway the audience, but you know what? I don't give a shit.
I'm swaying this bitch. Go vote Carrie. John Travolta's in that shit. And he's like,
Yeah.
won't you suck my dick? In a certain scene.
Does say that.
He's like...
It really does. Can you imagine asking?
Like,
or can you imagine being John Travolta and being like, "Hey, you want to suck this?" The answer's always no. The answer's never not no. You're John Travolta.
John Travolta's dick. But no, it's funny because they're like in the car or whatever, and he's like, "What does he say?"
Hey, you want to lick my weenie?
He like hints toward
Hey, baby.
dick sucking.
You ever licked a weenie?
Yeah.
That is exactly
Go
what he
vote
said,
Carrie, man.
Whoever smoked the poll.
So yeah, this poll is ending in a few days. It will decide the movie that we cover in April. Obviously, we're not just covering one movie in April, but one of the movies we cover in April. So yeah, if you guys want to be a part of that, patreon.com/horrorsoup.
Woo.
So yeah, without further ado, we will get into Human Centipede. Not these people. None of these people are actually in that episode, but
It's a great episode.
I won't be there.
One of these times you need to tell.
suppose we do about that?
Maybe start the episode.
What?
Someone needs to do a goddamn intro. Maybe the host of the episode can do a goddamn intro.
We said Tough Guy was going to be the host.
Human Centipede. First sequence. Now into 2009. Tom
2009?
6. What?
2006. What?
Keep
going. Tom
Keep going.
Six.
Keep going. Don't worry about what
Tom
I'm saying. Keep
6. Director. Dieter Laser.
The way he's presenting this. This is the best movie trailer I've ever watched. You got anything else to say?
That's it.
Shout out Tough Guy,
Intro.
the new host of Horror Soup. Before you keep listening, you can watch this episode on YouTube at Horror Soup. We haven't done a YouTube episode in a while, but we're trying to come back. We had a whole laptop exploding issue and a few other things that halted video for a bit. I guess other equipment exploding, and we thought it was... There's a whole... We don't need to tell that story.
It's gonna piss me off. Let's just not get it.
Things are back now. Thank you to Alyssa Latham, and Jesse Vega for donating on patreon.com/horrorsoup.
Thanks,
which
guys.
is now updated by the time this episode comes out. And
You gotta give us more time to tell the people thank you.
Yeah, man. You can't just do this.
I'm sorry, guys. The people, I'm sorry. To the fans, I'm sorry. To everyone that I've hurt,
Now
I'm
they're
sorry.
fans. You think they're just drooling over you? They're just listeners, man.
I'm sorry. To the listeners,
These are supporters and
the-
listeners, my guy.
to people
Patrons.
who occasionally enjoy the show, I'm sorry.
That's
From the
more-
bottom of
that's-
my heart,
That's really all you are.
I'm sorry.
That's all that we really have. Let's be honest.
I'm sorry. I apologize from the bottom of my... You guys are scumbags. Especially you two right here. Especially you two pieces of shit. Anyway, Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Patreon should be updated. It will be updated by the time this episode's out, and it's already updated by the time we did it right now. I just haven't done the descriptions yet and whatnot. But as of now, all bonus content is available for $5 a month. We're going to be doing live shows soon. Who knows? Maybe I'll be like bumping a little thing into this when we're like, hey, this is when the live show is, when this episode comes out. But yeah, for now, you just need to know that we're going to do live shows soon. Digital ones. Digital. We don't have the funding or the accessibility for the actual live shows right
Someday
now.
a live
meet
live
us out-
show, but digital live shows, you know.
Meet us out at a cornfield. We
Host
can do a
Tough Guy.
show.
You wanna introduce yourself? You're the host.
Hey,
today,
I'm
man.
Tough Guy. I'm the host of Horror Soup today. Glad to
Always.
have you. Glad that you clicked in. We're gonna cover Human Centipede. And you know what happened?
This bitch said click.
Dude, it's
Thinks people are
2000, it's 2009.
on a Windows XP.
No, see, when you're watching a movie, that's this old, you got to set yourself in the time, right? So we're clicking in, we're listening to the podcast, we're doing Human Centipede. And this guy literally texted me yesterday, hey, we're doing Human Centipede tomorrow. Watch it and take notes.
Well, yeah, because we were done with Evil Bong, and it was time to move on.
We weren't done with Evil Bong, to be
We were
clear.
done with
we
Evil
were
Bong.
not.
Maybe you weren't done with Evil Bong. We were done with Evil Bong. Is what I'm saying.
done.
I was done with Evil Bong.
With Evil Bong. I was done with
I
Evil
was the
Bong.
only one done with Evil Bong because I watched him all the way.
For the people
Oh, he
listening-
has a point. He's the only
For
one
the
who was
people
really
listening, I knew that's what he was saying, and
done.
I don't
He was
care.
Done. He was done. He's right.
As for the people listening, I'm Caleb. That's James right
This
next to
is
me.
James.
We're the ones that were done with Evil Bong.
As long as it's clear, then that's fine. That's
Oh, it's
perfectly
clear.
fine.
I give up.
I think we made it pretty fucking clear.
I quit Evil Bong.
We
for
even
sure.
spoiled it early on screen before the Horror Soup episodes came out because we were like, yeah, no, we're done.
Yeah.
We're not doing these anymore. It's over.
You know what though? We're doing the peed.
We're here doing the peed, and we're not going to probably continue with them, but we're doing one of the peds.
Don't make me watch the second
I'm
one.
not doing a sequel to anything for like a while. Like legitimate. Maybe I'll do a sequel, but like I'm not doing the first if I do a sequel. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're
yeah.
doing one-offs.
We're staying away from series.
Yes, I'm terrified. I'm scarred. I'm not doing that anymore. Human Centipede, 2009, starring a bunch of assholes, like Tough Guy said, Tom Six. This is a crazy name. The budget was roughly $1.5 million. Box office, I don't want to take a guess. Let's take some guesses.
Ooh.
It was advertised fairly well, I feel like.
I would agree with that statement.
Okay, so it's not great.
I think it was one of those movies that I heard about more after, and so like maybe it was more like a DVD.
Cult classic.
Yeah, like a DVD classic rather than a rental thing than it was at box office. I'm gonna say 365,000.
Okay, Tough Guy, what do you got?
I'm going over.
Over?
Yeah.
What's the number?
I don't know, man.
You're just going over?
Yeah, at 300 more thousand. I don't know.
$252,207.
Even less
Dang.
than I thought.
Yeah, this did not make close to its money back.
Wow.
This actually got completely destroyed at the box office. No one cared about the
Good.
Human Centipede. It lost it. The Human Centipede is rated R. It currently holds a 2 out of 5 on Letterboxd, a 4.4 out of 10 on IMDb. Get this, a 49% by critics on Rotten Tomatoes, and then a 26% by the audience.
Damn.
How did critics give this even, like, I know that's the equivalent of like a 2.5 out of 5. I don't know if
I don't
like,
know
but
what they're
from
seeing
a
in it.
critical standpoint.
Right.
That's the problem. Like, if audience was like, yeah, 50%, I'd be like, all right, whatever.
Right, a movie like this, I expect the audience to be higher than the critic score.
And I know Rotten Tomatoes critics are fucking hacks, but like, come on, man. You gave this a 50%,
That's
basically?
fucking wild.
This is not a... this is not a masterpiece.
No.
And I know 50% it doesn't mean masterpiece, but you know what I'm saying.
This
James.
is a novelty movie, right?
Yes, it's like it's shock for the sake of shock. It's we're gonna sew ass to mouth for the sake of we can sew ass to mouth.
Yeah, it's almost like
The dude said that he
It's
worked
al-
with a surgeon for this, and apparently that's real to like get it. But like that surgeon, where did he get his degree? Because everyone was like, "Yeah, this isn't medically
Fuck a
accurate,"
surgeon.
and this was advertised as a medically accurate movie.
100% medically accurate.
What's medically accurate about? Okay, yeah, so you know how people have holes in their mouths, and people also have holes in their ass. if you put them together and shit comes out of your ass, it will end up in the mouth hole. If they're saying that that's medically
that
sound,
part is true.
Sure, that's fine. If you're trying to go beyond that at all, I'm horrified.
Yeah.
And I'm not horrified about the contents of this movie. I'm horrified that you would try to pass that off as medically sound.
100% medically accurate.
That's insane.
Is the words they used.
I'm not gonna. Okay, so before we get into it, we need to discuss bonus features and the close-up on Ashley C. Williams and Ashlyn Yenny. Oh wait, Ashley C. Williams and Ashlyn Yenny. They're pretending to have their face up an ass, like before they're even in the ass, and there are shots of them in the ass. And they're like having a great time together. Like honestly, if I was shooting something like this, I would want to be removed from the ass as fast as possible. You like shoot the fucking shots. Shoot the shots. I'm not dancing while my mouth is strapped to someone's asshole.
In the ass situation.
And I know there's probably something like in between them or whatever, and they might have even talked about in the bonus features, and we might not pay
There's
attention.
like a prosthetic ass
what I
that
thought.
goes over their ass that has like a little like mouthpiece on
I
it.
don't care. I'm still 2 inches away from your asshole.
Yeah, and you're like biting this fake
Oh,
ass.
I'm biting it?
They have to bite down so you can't see your lips.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Yeah, they had to
No.
like bite down on it.
No. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
I mean, you're cringing enough. You might just be biting down
It was
naturally.
it's like it was like they put a trailer hitch on you, you know what I mean?
I don't.
You know what I'm saying?
And I'm using my mouth to hold on to it.
Yeah.
I'm getting dragged by the fucking
Yeah.
truck.
Yeah.
Sucking on the ball joint of
Yeah.
a...
That's essentially what it was.
This is sick. This is actually sick.
That's what he made these people do. And in this fucking behind the scenes shit that we saw, they
Are
were
you
like,
talking about the raw chicken?
I'm not even talking about that part.
we'll get to it.
I'm just talking about the actors who were a part of the Human Centipede, and they tried to make it sound like, oh, it's not like he was just trying to find 3 people who would agree to do something like that. 100% that's what he was doing. No one else would have agreed to do this. Like, no one. Like, you're not special because you got to be in the Human Centipede. I'm really sorry. I'm really, really sorry.
Dude, they do like a 40-minute thing where the 2 like main women stars of the movie are like talking about like, yeah, this was a really like influential and like it was an amazing experience, you know, like we learned so much. I'm sorry, you made 1/8 of the budget to stick your mouth up someone's ass on camera.
Like, at least put it this way.
I don't know, man.
Your nose was right in their asshole all day long.
Yeah. At best. I don't know about that. I don't think it's a win.
Nah.
How much could they have been paid for this? $20? This would be so real. I mean, come on. If you're hiring people to stick their mouth in someone's ass, they're probably not paying well.
Here's $10.
This is a
Go
ridiculous
see
idea.
a Star Wars.
This was also apparently, I read that the director was heavily inspired by Sallow. You know what Sallow is, tough guy?
He just
Sallow?
what, he just loves shit. Is that it?
There's a lot of shit eating in that one, dude.
I know. He's just obsessed with shit.
I mean, come on. And just like, I don't know, other terrible things that I don't even want to mention at this point.
Is that a good thing
know,
to
I don't
fucking admit?
Like, Solo is one of those movies. I think it's Solo. I think that's the pronunciation. That's one of those movies that I'm like, I don't even know if I could cover that. Like, I can, but I'm gonna have to talk a lot about the background of it and talk about how repulsed I am by it because that movie's crazy. Yeah, there's a lot of shit eating in that one. Tough guy. 120 Days of Sodom.
Oof.
Yeah, never
More
heard of
than
it?
this?
Not in this, but that's the movie that inspired this writer-director
Gotcha.
to make this.
Yeah.
A movie where people are forced to eat shit. A lot of shit. Like on a plate. And among other atrocities.
I think I'll
about
pass
that
on
tough
that.
guy?
I'll pass on that one.
You'll pass
I'll
on that
never
one?
watch this one again, probably.
Well, we're doing Solo next.
Well, I mean, if
I'd
we're
rather
if
not.
that's the assignment, let's do it. But I'm not happy about it, especially when we should be doing Evil Bunk 7 at that point.
Okay. So he's counting. You hear that? He says Evil Bong 7. He's counting this as the one that
As
we
6.
should be doing 6 right now.
Yeah.
He's still on it. He's like, this should be 6
Until
at
it's
this
over.
moment.
Hey,
I'm
can we
adding-
actually tell people like I don't think we actually said we did watch 6 together, and that's when you
We
actually,
fully watched.
That's
when
you
I quit. That was the moment that I said, all right, because you wanted to quit for a while,
Oh yeah,
and you've been saying like, hey, it's okay if we just quit.
We don't have to do this.
And I've been going, nah, tough
I've
guy's
talked
right.
to people on Instagram. They're okay if we stop.
Wait, really? Is
Yes.
this the thing that's going on?
Yes.
I'm not surprised because the numbers aren't even great for those episodes. So, like, there was no reason why I wanted to continue doing that. It's not like they were beneficial for the show. They're killing the show.
Nah, dude.
They're completely. No, I'm not kidding.
It's because they're killing
so
us.
serious.
Ricky was like, I was genuinely concerned by your voices in the last episode.
That's how it got. That's why we had to redo 5 because me and Tough Guy, you were producing that episode. You weren't talking about it, so you could probably attest to it. We were so depressed in that episode. Like, I think we were sitting there going like, yeah, and then I don't know, it's a fucking advertisement.
No,
and then
that's really how it was. In
next
all those
scene,
episodes.
all right, it's over. I think that episode was like 40 minutes long because we were just so like we had nothing to say and we were pissed.
Yeah.
We did a better redo of it when we like gave the movie probably like a good month off or something. You know,
Movie. God, it's not
If
a
you
movie.
wanna call it
Sorry,
that.
I shouldn't have brought it up.
but
Can
yeah,
we get back?
like, let's not talk about that anymore. Anyway, raw chicken.
Raw
Tasty.
chicken.
I don't know. You could talk about raw chicken.
I
Go
want
ahead.
to talk the raw chicken.
about it all day.
This was in the what was it? It wasn't deleted scenes.
It was a
had been
bonus
the-
features. They were doing like Foley sounds, so
Yeah.
like they're making like squishy noises and breaking and blah blah blah.
Yeah, like
whatever.
the stabbing.
These
and
guys in
ripping
this room
sounds.
just having a grand old time playing with chicken meat.
And like this room is like, it looks like Hurricane Katrina just blasted through it,
It's like a tiny room,
like a
just
studio booth,
filled. Yeah, it's a studio booth,
filled with
just
like
filled with fucking meat.
chicken bones.
Could you
and
imagine what it
fucking-
smelled like in
It
there?
smelled terrible in there. Can you?
Oh my
And it's not because of the chicken. It's because of the men in that room.
And I just that was pretty good. And I don't even understand
true.
because like it's Foley for this kind of shit has been done for years, and people use cabbages and fucking celery sticks.
Nah,
and shit.
these guys
like, why
are-
did they have to have a fucking cow's head in there? Like that was just extreme.
They're just going in, fucking squeezing salmonella
No gloves.
all over
Oh.
them. They're slapping it, so they're just spraying the salmonella
Just
all over the room.
slapping
and
raw
like,
chicken
They have
skin.
trash bags everywhere, but like they're not covered the whole. They're just like in random spots, like
it's
sporadically
just
around
meat
the room,
in
like
bags, man.
So like you're just slapping this meat, and it's going all over whatever this piece of shit room is.
it's gotta be all
I'm-
over the goddamn microphones.
I'm pretty positive they were squatting in a house for this. There's no way that they were doing that, like, because
That was a
how
legit
would you-
studio, bro. You could
Yeah.
tell. You could see the fucking control room. They
Oh, you
let them
serious?
do
I
that
wasn't-
in a studio.
I was looking away. I was like,
It was
horrified.
a straight
They
up
put-
goddamn studio. That
they
was
put-
crazy.
If you guys ever can, I'm down for a lot of ideas. You guys know this. Like, I don't say no to a lot of things. But if you came up to me and you were like, "Hey, can I use one of your rooms
and fill it
and
with
to,
raw meat,
to slap raw chicken in?" And then can I use your microphones and keep them in close proximity
And all
to
the
the raw
cords?
chicken? Can I not wear gloves?
gross.
Can I just
Why weren't they wearing
Can I just throw a
gloves?
couple trash bags around the room?
They threw
I
down
would-
one tarp.
Legitimately, I
and it
would
was
never
crooked.
talk to either of you again. if you proposed that, it'd be done.
bro?
That's insane.
It was nuts.
That's insane.
That's how they recorded the Foley for this movie.
That's how they live. I don't think that was like Foley
I
for the movie.
guess.
They were just like, guys, we could tell people this is Foley for the movie.
This really was a
They've
playground.
been doing this every day for the
This is
past.
what they do. They just get meat.
People that are like, I'm inspired by Salo.
You got a point.
I mean, come on, what are you doing day to day?
You got a point.
You're inspired by people eating shit. I've seen the movie. I've been like, all right, yeah, I guess for people eating shit, it's like 2 stars maybe. Like I get what they're going for with
God.
people eating shit, I guess. It's like the same way like 2 girls, 1 cup, 2 stars.
This is kind of this 2 girls, and then there's
You're a cup.
Moving on. Let's start the movie.
all right. So it starts off overlooking a highway. Remember when we went to Pennsylvania? We were looking out over the highway at
You
the
talking
rest
about when
stop?
we went to Pennsylvania and we were stuck behind 2 giant trucks that were driving directly adjacent to each other for 15 miles, not letting anyone go in front of them on the freeway?
Why is that a thing? It's got to be something, man.
Pennsylvania truck drivers are something else. I want you to know if you're listening and you're a Pennsylvania truck driver, don't.
What game is that? I want to know what game is it?
What game is
it?
that? It's called Scumbag.
It's a
I'm so pissed I can't even speak.
It's called what the fuck?
I'm sticking to it. Holding my ground.
But seriously, I think it's a game they like to play when they're bored because it is boring. That is a boring.
They would sometimes inch up, and it seemed like you could go and like I swear to God,
and then let it go.
You look up 10 miles in front of you because you got the freeways that go up and down.
Yeah,
there are no cars.
No.
For miles and miles and miles, and these assholes just blocking us going 40 miles an hour. For probably damn near an hour.
I think they're hired by traffic control.
I was so ready to just crash into them. I was done. Like I was losing my mind.
So there, but like up on the rocks at the pit stop.
I drove 36. No, not 36. Like I think like with stops and everything. Like I was probably on the road and like like reroutes and all that shit. I was on the road for over 40 hours to drive from California over here. I didn't experience anything like that once.
I was wondering, man.
Fuck you, Pennsylvania. You guys are more Kentucky than fucking Indiana, you assholes. But Indiana people don't know how to use a four-way stop, and that shit is
something I realize.
So aggravating.
Traveling.
No, it's my. I don't know how to use a four-way stop. I have too much crippling anxiety.
That's how it is with every person in Indiana here because they won't go. They won't move.
Did I get here first? I don't know.
See, the issue with Indiana is I will be 0.2 miles away from the stop, and someone on the four-way stop to the left of me will see me. They will already be there, already be stopped,
and they're already waving you on.
0.2 miles away, not waving me on. That's not it at all. No. Quite contrary, my friend.
No.
The opposite. They sit right there and they wait for me to pull up, and then they wait for me to go, and then they go.
Yeah.
It's not exactly the opposite. It's just stupid.
It's
just like a little more delay to it. But like, you know what I mean? It
happens. It does happen.
And it's
all
not
the
just in this
time.
city.
It's late.
It's in Indiana.
Yeah, man.
It's in goddamn Indiana. It's this whole state.
We're all too scared.
I don't get it.
At least I am.
Learn how to drive.
So
I'm terrified to drive.
Look, I'm not like too thrilled about it all the time, but when
I'm
I am at a
absolutely
four-way
horrified every time
stop,
I'm in a vehicle.
when I'm at a four-way stop for 10 minutes, I can't. I can't. All right, man. It's too far.
I don't want to be driving.
I'd rather get crashed into.
I've tried to vote for us to get more rail so that we can have fucking trains.
You just want more roundabouts.
I don't want the roundabouts.
It sounds
That's
like you
what
do.
they want.
You say they want it, but then you're telling me you can't use a four-way stop. That's why
true.
they're
You got
adding
a
more
point.
roundabouts around
You
here
got a
because no
point.
one
You
knows
got
how
a-
to use a goddamn four-way stop.
don't know how to use the
roundabouts have
roundabouts
four
either, though.
goddamn entrances. They go all the way around. Yeah, but you're forced to keep going.
They go
And that's-
backwards through them all the time, though.
I'm sure they do, but at that point, other people are
These
still moving.
People get up there and they just fucking
You know
turn
what?
left on the roundabout. I'm like, where the hell are you going?
You know what? I completely changed my mind about everything because I love the roundabouts now. Because the more I think about it, I don't have to wait for any of you fuckers to wait to let me go. If you go in a circle, that's your problem. I'm going the right way and I'm leaving. And I'm going to go and end up at some other four-way stop that I have to sit at for 3 minutes until
all
I
right,
get
hold
to
up,
go.
hold up. Can I clarify a roundabout rule real quick?
Yeah.
All right. So, is it
They don't apply here, but go ahead.
when you pull up and it's like the yield sign, right?
Yes.
You look to the left, and if you're clear, you go,
Yeah.
right?
It's almost like an opposite four-way stop in a way.
Right.
Yeah.
If someone's coming up to that spot to the right of you and they get there kind of around the same time as you or something, like you get to go before them because you're on the left side of
for
them.
sure.
I get people get pissed at me all the time for that shit. And I'm like, no.
The driving here is atrocious.
Or they'll do the opposite. I'll be the guy on the right side, and then the person will come up on the left and they just sit and wait for me. And I'm like, go. You're on the left. It works like it's a fucking clock, guys. It's not that hard. Like you look to this side and if nothing's coming, it's a river. You just follow the flow of the water. You know what I mean?
Yeah, see, here's the thing. Like, I don't miss California drivers, but I'm also not going to miss these drivers whenever I drive anywhere else. You know what I mean? It's just, there's a lot of horrifying drivers everywhere, and there's different breeds, but it's...
All right, let's start the
This is
movie.
crazy. We're just talking about roundabouts and driving and four-way stops. This
And welcome to the soup kitchen.
is actually
Yeah, well,
insane.
hey,
Oh yeah,
Let's just cut the beginning
might-
of this and start over.
that might already be a thing by the time this episode comes out. Actually, it's probably already going to be a thing. So people will be like, "Oh yeah, you're just doing that." But okay,
Sorry.
look, we hadn't started yet at this point. Okay. Oh, okay. Tough
I
guy,
got
where
to the
we at?
first line of my notes, so we're not
That's-
doing too
that's-
bad.
We're doing great.
We're doing all right.
What are we, like 90 minutes in?
All right, so check it. This dude in a coat in his car is looking at 3 Rottweilers. How you feel about Rots? You like them? Yeah.
One of them killed my chihuahua when I was like 7.
Oh.
So like I was always just like, yeah, screw them. But honestly, I've never met one.
I love them.
I've literally never met one, except for the one that killed my fucking
Jeez.
dog when I was really young.
Sad.
So
We need to go meet some Rots.
I don't have like good relationships with them, but I also have never had a relationship with them. I guess you know.
I love them. I would never have one,
No?
dude. None. They take
I don't even know what they're like. Honestly.
they take shits the size of my dog. Like
That's just a lot of big dogs, man. I've had pit bulls like all my life, and
no way I would have a dog.
they
like
have
that.
large
Sorry.
feces, dude. When they shit in your house, like it's tough. Like it's like piles. Like if they have diarrhea in your house, like
Right,
I've had a big dog have diarrhea like in my room, and then they were like, it's all over the walls.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
it's everywhere. It's like you got to throw away the house type bad. You know, it's like you got to take the baseboards out and just get rid of them.
Just burn the house.
Yeah, like it's tough. Anyway,
Oh, we're going. Okay, so this is the doctor.
yeah, you're the fucking host, man. You
I don't
wanted
think we're
this.
supposed. I don't think we're supposed to know this is the doctor yet, but who knows? But this truck driver pulls up behind him, right?
No. You skipped. Okay. Sorry, tough guy.
What
Wait,
I
you're
miss?
doing terrible.
What did I miss? The
Wait.
centipede
You're not
Rottweilers.
doing terrible. I'm sorry.
The
tough guy.
centipede Rottweilers.
So you said centipede Rottweilers. I guess you didn't miss it, but you just got to go farther into that, man. Like we can't just.
This is 2
You
seconds
can't
into
just
the
ask
movie.
me what do I think about Rottweilers. This is easily top 1 most outlandish starts to any movie ever created.
Yeah,
I'm
hang
not
on.
even. I'm
Let
not going
me
to
take-
argue that.
Let me start over.
No, let me start over.
I got a note.
Dogs sewed to dog ass.
That's not even what it really looks like, though. What I saw is there's a guy on the side
What,
of the
you
road
think this is a
looking at
goddamn-
pictures
This is a
of
therapy
dogs
session?
eating each
This
other's
isn't a blob.
asses.
What are those blots?
Blops.
A Rorschach. This isn't a
That's
goddamn
it. Oh,
Rorschach test.
It's just a bunch of dogs eating each other's asses. Why is he looking at that?
I think he did it. I think he sewed them together. I think
Well, he
it's
did,
his
and then it
concept.
died.
Yeah.
I'm sure they did.
That's what that little gravestone's
It's his
for.
concept. Oh, those are the dogs?
Yeah. They're buried.
Well, then that was his
3 dog.
That was
3 dog, 3
Yeah,
hound.
you're right.
It said
That was
3
it.
hund on it.
That was his concept, dude. He tried to make the dogs.
And he named it 3 dog.
Well, dude, like dogs eat terrible things. One of them ate some bones or something, transferred it to the other one. They're done. Infection. I don't know. Like, he sewed the dog to the other dog's ass
I know.
for sure. You skipped it.
As I said, Rottweiler centipede. And
He said that. He did say that.
the doctor. Yeah, and then so this trucker, he gets out, goes to the side of the road, and does what Caleb did like 3 times through Pennsylvania. Goes and takes a shit behind a bush.
Wait, I'm sorry. I'm not gonna take this.
You are kind
information
of
my character.
No, you're a public shitter for sure.
I will shit in a toilet if I need to. I will try to avoid shit on this other. I've never done it actually.
No, I was
No.
definitely just kidding, but
I shat in the river once
What river?
in Arizona.
Our river?
Okay, good.
Oh, you thought no. No. Yeah, no, we're like on the boat all day and stuff, and then like pull over to like a shore, and I was like, I'm gonna shit my pants. And my options was shit on the side or shit in the water, and I was like, probably shouldn't shit in the water, but I can clean.
we were like, oh,
Myself in the
forgive
water.
me, forgive me.
I was gonna say, well, you know what? At least you didn't have to shit in somebody's mouth. Moving on.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I'd rather be the shitter than the shitty. Moving
Well,
on.
this guy, the doctor just goes and
Wise
pulls
guy,
a gun.
yeah.
Why does he do that? And just pulls a gun on him. He just wanted to capture him. I don't know.
I
Didn't-
think that was a dart gun, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
because that's
they
like
don't
Or not a
make
dart
that-
gun, but
a tranquilizer gun.
tranquilizer
Yeah.
gun.
They don't let that be known really until later.
Yeah.
It seems like he killed him at
We
first.
think he killed him.
And I couldn't remember because I've seen this movie before multiple times, but
Yeah.
it's been at least I checked on my letterbox. The last time I watched it was January of 2020.
Yeah, you
Which
said
seems like that's like a year ago, but I was like, shit. That's right before COVID.
Yeah.
That was 3 years ago.
I feel like we're living in
Damn.
a post-apocalypse now. Like everything is like, oh, this happened before or after
Yeah.
COVID.
Yeah.
we got BC and AC. I'm dead. Or BC and DC.
No, I was really confused by this. I'd never seen this movie before this viewing, and I assumed that.
Neither of you had, right?
I've seen parts of it. Well, the Centipede part. and
Gotcha.
then, yeah.
Well, I assumed that meant that this guy was part of the Centipede. Obviously, spoiler, he's not. So what I think that this guy is, because he is a fat trucker,
Yes.
I think it is a reference to the original inspiration for the movie,
Yeah, and then they switched it out.
which is that the director, Tom Six, has had this like joke he would tell with his friends at a bar or whatever, that like the proper punishment for a pedophile should be having their mouth sewn to a fat trucker's anus.
Yeah.
So
I was
I think that fat trucker was supposed to be a reference to the original spark for the idea.
That makes sense.
Because I don't know why else he's here.
I don't know. He also likes people eating shit a lot, so
That's true.
the director's a strange man.
He is.
He starts off the whole like interview of that like with that comment,
Right.
and it's just kind of weird. Like
That's
it's just
how
like,
he
okay,
opens.
maybe build up to that. You know, it's like okay, I get it. You have some little joke like with your buds
That's
or whatever,
his
but
opener.
that's how you open a conversation. I don't know about that, buddy. Maybe you don't. I can't imagine he's great socially,
Nope.
right? Would you want to hang out with this guy? Have a
No.
beer with him?
Absolutely.
Want to have a beer with this guy?
really not with
Tough guy?
anyone on this cast. Really, a lot of the people.
I thought he was just gonna be like in general. He was like, not with anyone, really.
No, that's kind of how I feel.
It's like if you're asking me, like, no,
With Dieter, you
Of
want
course
to hang
not.
out with Dieter?
Dieter. I know a
No.
Dieter.
I'm worried about that, man. Sorry.
Yeah, so there's a lot of mouth ass. So we're gonna move on to a
Title
couple
card.
women in a forest.
Don't forget the title card.
What was the title? I don't even remember it if I'm being.
It was
completely honest.
lackluster. Moving on.
That's what I was kind of.
We're in a hotel.
That's what I
It was lackluster.
Hold on. So there's a couple of women. We're just gonna go to the forest because they're in this forest.
What?
And
You're
they're
skipping.
Like,
What?
that shit does not matter. Let's be so. Do you want it that bad? Let's do it.
Dude,
do
you
it.
didn't want to talk about the present that they got for Amy? The present they got for Amy when they came back.
Don't even remember that.
Yeah, the present was SpongeBob's family. It was SpongeBob in that present, man. Check it out, man.
What are we talking about?
I have no
Say-
idea what you're
All
talking
right.
about.
Euphemism?
Next time you watch it, it's gonna be
No,
family
can you tell me
soul-
right now? This is a podcast. We're talking to the people about what happened in the
but
movie.
You act like you haven't watched the movie. You don't remember holding up the bag. They were holding up the bag. I was like, "We got you a gift." Well,
Not really.
moving on then. I guess.
No, so they get a flat tire while they're going to this party, right? And then they're like, okay, well, I guess we'll just go out on foot in the woods
I mean,
and look for help.
yeah, I mean, like they probably should have went down the road because they were on a road. They kind of just start walking in the woods, which doesn't make sense. I mean, I guess I get you got to walk or it's either walk or sleep in your car. Honestly, I don't know. I'm probably just gonna sleep in my car.
I'd just stay in the car until someone came along the road, man.
Yeah, I'm probably not even like.
I'm not saying that's the
Yeah.
safest option, but I'm gonna do that rather than
Yeah.
just wander in the woods.
I'd assess the situation and I might like wait for people, but realistically, like at one point, she I don't remember which was which at this point. Which was the one that didn't want to go in the forest? Was that Lindsay? And then Jenny was like, "Yeah, let's go in the forest. Let's go look for shit." I don't know. Whatever. Are those their names? Am I wrong?
No, those are the
Yeah,
names.
okay,
You're right.
Okay. You guys both looked at for everyone that's on the audio. They just looked at me with the blankest faces, like so confused.
I don't. All I remember is Jenny's the one who, like, halfway in the woods goes, "That's done. I'm just not moving," and I'm like,
She's the
"How's
one-
that gonna fix it?"
Jenny's the one with the curly hair.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, that's what I was getting at. I'm sorry. Okay, so Jenny, no, fuck,
Lindsay.
Lindsay is like, hey, so let's go walk out and like find some shit, blah blah, whatever. And then Jenny is like, what? What are we gonna do? Just like we're just gonna sleep in the car? I don't know. I don't know how the conversation went. That doesn't track. But basically, Jenny said, "What? Are we just gonna sleep in the car?" At one point, in response to whatever the fuck Lindsay was saying.
Yeah, no, you're right. Jenny is kind of in general the sort of ditzier one. She says some really dumb stuff.
Yeah.
She also at one point Lindsay goes, she's like they're walking through the woods and Lindsay's like, "Oh, there's no phone signal," and Jenny literally says, there's no signal. There's always a signal.
Yes.
Like,
that
girl,
part
what year was
insane.
this movie?
I
2009?
have a note right here that says, like, dude, where is it? It's right here. This is when phones were new and flipped.
It's 2023, and I still find dead spots.
Yeah.
You can't tell me in 2009 you don't know what a dead spot is.
No signal happens incredibly often. Maybe not for me, Cricket Wireless. But
Shout out Cricket.
everyone else, you bums. You all got those dead spots. But yeah, she is, I don't know. She's like, yeah, what are we going to do? Sleep in the car? Yeah, why not? Hang out in the car. It's probably better than whatever you're going to do. You're not going to end up sewed to someone's
It's not
asshole.
like it's winter. Like, at least the car
just
is
raining a
warm
little
and
bit.
dry. It's raining outside. Like, stay in the car.
It's not like freezing. Like, you're not about to freeze to death in the car. And also, even if that was the case, they can still turn their car on. They just have a flat tire. Like, they can
We got
still
enough
run the.
gas
You can
to
run
run
the
heat
heat
for a while.
You're fine.
Yeah.
Like, there are not that many issues with this. Like, it sucks, and it's like, yeah, that's unfortunate. It's going to be a little damper on the trip. Walk it off.
or don't.
Or
literally don't walk
I'm
it
sorry.
off.
I guess that was a bad. Okay.
Literally don't walk it off.
Or they're gonna walk it off.
Just sit.
And before you know it, I guess it's before they walk it off. A large man pulls up with a wife beater on.
Hell
and,
yeah.
And he pulls up so close to the car, and he just starts like talking in German. He's just like, Scheisse, going on about. It's basically he's saying he wants to fuck them, right?
Yeah, so
It's about the gist of it.
this like creepy perv type character, I guess it does exist in real life, but do these guys think they have game when they pull up and
course
they're
they
like,
do.
"Oh, you have wet pussy, yes."
Oh, you think these people
You
don't
want
exist?
my
Because they
big
trust
dick,
me, they exist a
yes."
lot.
They think that's gonna work? Do these people think that's gonna work?
Hell yeah, man! What are you talking about? This man pulls up on me with that Riz. Oh, I mean, I'm not saying I'm gonna let him, but
Oh my
I'm sorry. The problem I had with that,
No,
the
I'm not
fact
gonna.
that they thought this guy would be in any way help. I don't in any way.
I don't know, man.
This guy, sometimes you don't judge a book by its cover,
Yeah.
but this is crazy too. She pulls out like a book that's like English to German translation, just pulls it out like she's like, hold on, I got something in the glove box. Pulls it out, and then she goes, wait, hold on, what did he say? She's like, did he say fuck? Fucking is illegal.
It is illegal.
And then
Better not do no fucking in no car.
and he pulls up with like I put a jump scare day with a fuck, and like things just start going
Let's
haywire.
just drop all the inside jokes at once.
We need a few more. What are the other ones? I don't remember them. The man sits there. He drives off. He sits there for like an uncomfortable amount of time, but he eventually leaves.
Spitting game.
Yeah, I told you, the Riz Master. So the girls have no plan. So they're like, walking along.
Actually, there is a kind of interesting thing that was pointed out in the special features about this scene right here, where they're talking to the actors that play Jenny and Lindsay, and they're like, "Oh yeah, it is kind of funny that the whole first part of the movie is just saying each other's names."
Yeah.
And if you pay attention, it is. They're just like beginning
Yeah.
and ending every sentence with each other's names. It's like, Lindsay, where are we going?
Well, they based
Jenny.
the movie off the.
You're supposed to come back. You're supposed to be Jenny.
I won't do that. So it's. Sorry, James.
Damn it.
So they're walking in the woods again.
No.
Is that what's happening? And then they're lost.
I had a joke.
What was your joke? They based the movie off of what?
I don't want to joke.
Dang it. Then they're lost again, and they're beefing in the woods, talking about being lost like it's Blair Witch. Because
Wait, that was my joke. Wait, why did I say the joke? No.
I got it for you.
All of you.
I don't believe you.
It's Blair Witch,
fuck
dude.
you.
I don't believe you. It's his joke.
Son of a
You're
bitch.
trying to steal
All
my
because
jokes,
you-
man?
No, it's because
First you
you
steal-
interrupted me, and then I just let it pass.
Dude,
Move
this
on.
is when Jenny's like, I'm not walking anymore.
I'm tired. I'm cold. I'm not moving. She's Angelica
Rose the
from the
map.
Rugrats.
She's straight up Angelica. What are you gonna do? Just sit in the
Wait,
woods?
you say Angelia?
Angelica.
I thought you said Angelia.
Angelia.
genitalia?
And then Lizzie goes, stop it. no, and then just goes fine and walks away because she doesn't really care about her friend.
And then she's like, "Ooh, there's a house."
No, dude, she cares about her friend way too much. There's an issue later that, like, they should have been, like, less attached to each other because they might have got out of this.
You got a point.
They have some goddamn issues.
And then
Is this, like, where she starts freaking out in
She
the
sees
forest
the-
and then they see the
she
house?
sees the house. And
Yeah.
she's like, I know a house when I see one.
Like, she's the
Jenny's
only
like,
person that
"No."
can notice it.
Yeah, no,
Out of the
Jenny's
group of
like,
two people, she's like, no, I'm the
house
one
when
who
I
notices
see
the
one.
house. What do you do?
Jenny's like, you've never seen a house in your life. Probably. But honestly, we've only seen them in
you
a hotel
sure?
and in a car. So really, she could be right. Like, she may not know what a house is. I don't know.
Maybe they're from like
Wait,
New York or something.
Can we
I don't
talk,
know.
I was gonna say, can we talk about all the groups of people that just wouldn't know what a house is? Like, if they're in the forest, they walk by, they're like, I think that's one of those house things. I've heard of that.
I've seen that in storybooks.
So, New Yorkers.
But even New Yorkers still have like even row houses look like houses. You know what a house looks like.
Ega.
Ega does not know what a house looks like.
we know that for a fact.
Shout out Ega.
Remember when he went to
Don't know
that
the
pool
episode
party?
number, but
Remember when he went to the pool party?
I remember
I'm
the
gonna
pool
say
party.
107. I don't know.
ish.
So now we're at the gravesite.
You didn't name it. Let's do it.
There's a gravesite.
Yeah, with the 3 hounds.
Gravesites don't know what a house
We're at
is.
the tombstone.
300.
300.
What?
The 300 tombstone. Where the dog's buried. The ass dog.
Ass dog?
Yeah. Yeah, so they find this house, and of course it's the crazy doctor's house from earlier, right?
Yeah, they're running around. It's raining now. It's downpouring.
Of course it's his house. Who else's house would this
Yeah, of
be?
course it's his house.
Oh, we lost? Do we need help?
Oh no!
Who needs to pick
So
up?
no, so they go up and bang on the door, and then the doctor answers it, and then he says 2 things: "Are you alone?" And then he says, "Come in."
Yeah, they walk in his house after they go. He goes, "Are you alone?" They're like, yeah, I guess we're alone.
we're alone.
Yeah, is that okay?" And he's like,
Come in.
turns around. No, he doesn't even. I don't think he's
He says, "Come in."
Does
Those
he?
are the 2
Okay.
things he says. That's
Never
a
mind, you're
direct
right.
quote.
Okay,
Are you
yeah,
alone?
yeah, he says
And
come
come in. They come in, and he's got the
This guy's yelling
fire
at me about come in.
blazing, baby. He's setting the mood.
No,
in
yeah,
that
he takes them to the living room and just
He offers
stares
a
at
drink.
them. He stares at them. He's like, "All right, can you sit on that couch so I can sit on this lazy boy over here and just eye you down for a solid 3 minutes?" Stares at them. Then he starts like licking his lips, and then he's like, "Taurus, you're Taurus?" They're like, "Yeah, I'm walking here, New Yorker. No, is this one of them houses?
Everybody knows what a house looks like.
I'm looking here.
Those houses.
I heard of them. What do you think New Yorkers are like? Dude, me and Tom guy drove through New York. We were just like, the whole time we're driving. I'm not even gonna say
It was New
Just
York.
said, "We're walking in." It was at you guys the whole time. We're driving
Well,
here.
dude, you'd see
We're
people.
merging
You'd see
here.
people walking, and I was just trying to narrate their thoughts for them, you know? Like, I know what they're
No, you should do the opposite. You should roll down the window. And you should go, "You're walking there."
Tough guy, did I not do that?
Yeah, no, you did. You did it in Rhode Island too, when people looked at you crazy.
It was just at the point where I was like, I want.
You're like, sir, it's Providence.
I didn't want to do it because you're walking here, or you're walking there, here, there,
Here, there,
is a
everywhere.
stereotype. I wanted to do it because I wanted to see if the stereotype of a New Yorker pulling over and beating your ass because you say, "I'm walking here" to them was a real thing.
Hey, guess what? You're walking there.
I walked right on out of there perfectly fine. New Yorkers.
Nice
you guys,
folks.
You guys don't have trees. You guys don't have houses. Like you're living with rats. I mean, like the subway station is just come on. This is how you transport yourselves. I mean, you guys are just like dirt central. Remember when you guys were like your subways were flooded with rats? Hey, like it was like 90% rats, 10% water. That's crazy.
Okay, moving on.
Apparently, Jersey isn't a part of you, and I'll give you that. But we're gonna move on from that.
Who
Taurus.
does he call?
New Jersey. He asks, he's like, hey, you guys relatives?
That's important. Do you think if they would have said yes, he'd been like, oh, this won't work?
Well, yeah, he's not into incest. He has class.
Well, is it incest, technically?
Dude, they're eating each other's ass. What are you talking about?
Are they? Is that what's happening?
I mean, like, I don't think they like it, but are they? This is the definition of eating ass. I don't think it started. I don't think eating ass was big until this movie came out. Legitimately.
You might have a point.
When did eating ass get huge?
It became
right after 2009. Right after 2009.
I'm dead.
What are you talking about? People saw this movie and they went, I want to try that.
They saw that position and they're like, wait a minute.
They said, you know what? Katsuro's looking a little thick. And I'm trying to... You know what? And so... Anyway.
He calls
You guys
Lindsay a
wanna-
cow.
Did he? That's rude.
Yeah. He did.
So he pretends to make a call to the car company. He's like, yeah, I'm going to call
That's who
the
he's calling.
car company.
Did
Yeah,
he
at
call
first-
anybody for real? Or
No,
did
he
just,
was
like, talk into
literally
a
just
phone?
talking.
No, he was
while he was-
pretending. He was like, yeah, so you guys like cars?
Yeah.
I got a broken one for you here. You guys want to come by? I don't know where it is. They were like, where is it? Somewhere.
All this while he's making a special prescription for him in the water, putting a little tablet in there for him.
And he's saying that on the phone too. He's like, all this and more. Flat tire. All this and more. He's just like saying things that are like, gonna get
And
those
there's-
car repairmen just like soaking in their panties.
Oh my gosh. And then he comes back in the room and was like, they'll be back in an hour.
Yeah. But there's no car repair people.
No, there's
he's
not.
just putting roofies in water. And I'm gonna go ahead and say, you're wrong.
What?
It's Alka-Seltzer.
It is Alka.
I've seen
it's a little
Alka-Seltzer,
bubbly.
and this is Alka-Seltzer.
Both times he does it, it's Alka-Seltzer.
I'm gonna be honest. I haven't really seen roofies, and I don't know what they look like. But I,
I
feel
don't
like,
think they look like
I
that.
don't think they look like that. They were
That's
like
a little too obvious.
they were the size of a quarter, and they just started bubbling and like the fact that he brought that water back and it looked like there was nothing in it. I'm like, I think that would like be incredibly cloudy or have something going to it with an entire Alka-Seltzer in it.
Chris, he's a doctor. He's already figured all that out.
He's a doctor.
He's a doctor.
This guy is one of the Three Stooges.
Oh, he's the dumbest person.
I'm surprised that they don't have a wacky cartoon like anthem just following this guy wherever he goes, like a womp bump 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 bump, like just like a and like a crash and like a spring noise going like off whenever he
Cat
does something
screech.
whack. Yeah, 100%. This dude is a bumbling fool.
He's insane. He's Mr. Magoo.
He's basically just like walking down, like just like slipping all over the place, like like running in place, and like I don't know. It's insane that he's able to do anything. It's insane that this guy made it to the age that he was in this movie.
I agree.
I just anyway, he gives him the Alka-Seltzer and he walks back and he passes them. He goes, water. Like he does that. It's like he's never seen water, but he was the one giving it to them.
He says water like Ika.
Yeah, 100%. It's because he's never seen a house. He doesn't even know where he is. So they compliment his house. He goes, what are you talking about? And they're like, do you have a wife? He goes, what are you talking about?
Doesn't like human beings.
And then they spill the water, and he goes, holy shit, are you guys fucking idiots?
Yeah. This is when he calls Lindsay a cow. It's because she spills the water.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
And he starts screaming out many assumedly hostile
And
German things at them.
He's getting this mad, but literally they just came out of the soaking rain and they're sitting on his couch right now. Is that not what's happening?
Yeah, and he's like, what are you doing spilling this drink on my glass table?
Let's shatter this glass for everyone right now.
At the table?
No, there's a lot of going in and out of wet places in this movie. And like having makeup and then the makeup being runny and then it's not runny all of a sudden and then it is again and then it's not and then it's perfectly fine and dry in the next scene. There's just a lot of that. So we're just going to say that happens.
Yeah.
It happens here. It happened already earlier. It's going to happen again later with the swimming pool.
$1.5 million, baby. You can't even do your fucking makeup right and like just account for.
The continuity with like the wetness and the makeup is so awful.
It's ridiculous. The continuity with that old man's dick in the pool is just something that I can't account for.
They kept it completely out of frame. I was impressed.
Yeah, I can't account for that. I'm not following
I was looking for it.
how they do that. How they do that. Anyway, Jenny and Lindsay pass out finally due to the doc's use of Rohypnol, and they wake up in a surgical room next to a strange man who swiftly gets stuck with a needle. I'm assuming that was the anesthesia, and he dies. He couldn't handle it. And Jenny and Lindsay freak out. He buries the dude out back, and it doesn't take long for the doc to get a new dude in his gurney, and this dude is Katsuro. And he's another character whom I'm sure a fair amount of people listening wouldn't understand due to language barriers. But it's okay because we can all fully recognize that this dude is fucking pissed. And he doesn't want to be where he is. You don't need the subtitles to realize that this guy doesn't know why he's here. We don't know why he's here. We don't know how he grabbed him. He's just like...
It happens
yeah,
so fast. And
got
I
him.
guess this is where we should deviate and say that we kind of, for a little bit, watched 2 different cuts of the movie almost, because I had subtitles for everything that this dude said.
Yeah, and I had a fucking special edition director's cut, and they were just like screaming in Japanese. I was like, yeah, thanks. That helps me so much. Helps me so much when probably 1/3 of the movie is in a different language.
Is him screaming in Japanese.
He's he's the main character, basically.
It's the hero.
He's the only one, I guess. I guess. I don't know about that, but...
Also, you
crazy.
skipped my favorite part, which was the
Which
doc
one?
eating that canned fruit cocktail.
Everything
like the
that
most disgusting thing ever.
He's a piece of shit. Not because of what he does, because he's disgusting. I hate him. Anyway, he pulls out his PowerPoint presentation of 3 crudely drawn humans in a centipede formation. And then we cut to the anesthesia portion of the surgery, and the Japanese man doesn't take kindly to it. He goes, that's a quote.
That. Yeah, no, that's pretty close.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure mine had all words for that.
Wait. Okay. You know what? I'm not gonna get caught in this bullshit. I'm not gonna take this from you. All right? I know what you're trying to do. This isn't the episode. This isn't the episode that kicks me out. All right? You guys are trying to take over. So I'm pretty unsure which girl is which at this point still. Jenny was in the back?
Jenny's in the back. She's the
Okay.
Jenny tail. She also has curly
Jenny
hair.
tail.
What about Jenny from the front?
Jenny from the...
Nope.
Okay.
Lindsay in the middle.
So, yeah, there's only about like 4 characters in the movie, but I feel like it's so hard to follow just with them because I was just like, I don't know, you're both sewed to a fucking asshole. Like, do I really have to keep track of which is which? Like, they try to assign like personalities and like, things about them, and I'm like, really? You're both mouths in an asshole. I don't know.
No, they're more than that, man.
Are we
Their
sure?
eyes.
Because they hold hands?
They hold hands.
That's
and
so
they
cute.
emote with their eyes. And
Aw.
Lady Lindsay is gonna like communicate with her eyes.
I have a question. Did he have to give... I know I'm going a little bit ahead, but did he have to give them Joker smiles?
There's something about like it wasn't just about removing the mouth. He also like grafted something on. He like
Okay.
took their lips off and then he grafted like things on so that they
Like
would
almost like more skin so it would go around the asshole, like kind of like...
Yeah.
Kind of like Predator's mouth.
Yeah.
Like-
there's
yeah,
kind of like little grabby pieces.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, you got it.
I would like to see a Predator centipede.
Can you say that again? Say it again.
Predator centipede.
Bro, that'd be brutal as fuck.
Wait. That's what this guy wants. He wants a
Basically.
Predator centipede.
Sick.
Okay. Tim Cox. Wait, what's his name?
Oh, I gotcha.
Guy's an asshole. Tim Socks?
Tim
Wait,
Six.
what's his name?
Tom Six.
6. Okay. It was like 3 letters that ended with an X.
You changed.
I just watched Scream
you
6.
changed Tom 6 to Tim Socks.
I also said Tim Cox. I was thinking of Courtney Cox. I remember when I was watching Scream 6 the other day when we all went actually and saw that. At one point, I don't know, like you guys would never know what I was just randomly laughing at, but it was like nothing was happening in the movie. I just started laughing because I was like, Courtney's last name is Cox. And I just I don't know. I started laughing to myself, and I was like, all right, I got to stop and watch the movie. Anyway, her last name's Cox. That's pretty funny. So one of them gets away from the surgery room, and a chase ensues that takes up 1/4 of the entire film. By the time this dude,
That's
the doc,
Lindsay.
Yes, by the time the doc is done chasing Lindsay, do you know that we're at like 43 minutes of the movie? Something around that?
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure it started at like 25 minutes.
Yeah, they were lost for a while in the woods, and then they finally get to the house.
No, not that. No, I'm talking about like they're on the surgical table. Remember, she hops off
Yes.
and she runs away. Doc starts toying with her, and he chases her around the house for like 25 minutes.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
It's a long time.
It's most of the movie.
Yeah.
By the time it's done, it's like, oh shit, I forgot. You guys are going to be Centipede soon. Because that's not happening. He's just fucking with her. Okay, so we got to get into all that.
I disagree. As someone who never saw this movie before, I was actually shocked at how long I saw them centipeded.
You do see them for a while, but I feel like
I thought the whole movie was gonna lead up to that.
it did though.
Like,
They
I
don't
didn't
get
know-
centipeded
I didn't
until
know-
like 45 minutes in.
But I didn't
45,
realize
50.
there was gonna be this whole story of them trying to survive as a centipede.
Oh,
and like
yeah.
maybe even potentially escape. Like
I'm trying to learn how to read. So I also made these guys watch the South Park episode Human Centipede, season 15, episode 1 of South Park. It's one of my favorites.
The whole just like all of the like the hand holding and like trying to make me feel for these like characters as if they're like
I don't know them. They just got
as
lost in
if
the
they're
forest.
like tortured. Like I didn't expect any of that. I thought just like I was gonna see a human centipede monster at the end, and that was gonna be it. You know what I mean?
And they talk about that in the director's cut too. They're like, I feel like all the actors involved thought it was gonna be like that too, and then they're just like, oh, this is actually kind of beautiful, and that's stupid. That's dumb because that's not what's going on. But you're right. It's not like crazy over the top. Like, yeah, we're gonna see all the details of a mouth and an ass, and they're fucking like running around and they're just doing this whole thing. I would like it if it just like started and the dude was just like experimenting with them, and he's just like, was like, yeah, I got this. But I guess, I guess that kind of does happen in the second one a little bit. I haven't seen the third. I've seen the second, not the third. The second goes a lot more into detail about. It's like more fucked up.
yeah.
There's like, remember? I guess you guys haven't seen it. Island of the Alive.
No.
It's kind of like that, but with centipedes.
They said the second one of this one, sorry, is more not medically accurate. That's what they kept saying. I was like, what was this?
You want part of? I mean, there's like at least like 50 of the centipedes. There's like a warehouse filled with them. That's basically the second one.
No.
Like a big part of it.
No.
It's been a while since I've seen it, but I do remember a fair amount of it. Anyway,
I need us to move on.
And the main guy
I'm
is
losing.
way,
I'm losing brain
he's
cells.
way grosser.
You have to stop talking. I'm losing
So
brain
much grosser.
cells.
Oh.
Go back to the other movies.
Oh, what? Evil Bong? You'd rather do Evil Bong? All right, we're going back. We're actually going to stop right now, and the rest of this is the second half of 6. Evil
All
Bong
right.
666.
Cut.
All right, so what happened in the... What was Evil Bong 666 about? Oh, okay, yeah, so that dude, he's the devil, the one that was like a worker of the...
Whoa,
You didn't
you're
get to that
jumping
part yet.
way
No, no.
ahead. First
Dude,
of
'cause
all,
now it's a whole shop.
Phoebe is
Yeah.
now the owner of the head shop on Venice Beach, and she turned the whole thing into this like sexy, magic,
Spooky.
witchy store.
Yeah, it looks a lot better than it did before. It looks
And
better
she
than
has
any
black
shop
hair
has
now,
looked
and she
before.
used to be a blonde. Now she has black hair.
Yeah. She's also...
goth.
Nah, we won't talk about it. You should, guys, just look up what she's doing now. Anyway, let's get back to the movie. So at this point, Doc is just toying with her, and it's crazy because...
Hang on.
No.
I just want to say,
Nope. And it's crazy because he just put the others under anesthesia.
She's afraid you're gonna steal his joke.
No,
I already
it's
did it
not.
once.
Trust me. We're moving on for the sake of all of us. I'm
Okay.
trying to help all of us here. So, in this situation, were you talking about the movie or about Sophie?
The movie.
is her name Sophie?
I don't know.
I don't think
What was
that's
it?
her name.
What's her
Her character's name was
Oh.
Phoebe, and I think her real name's Mindy something.
Okay.
No, I was just gonna say we left that as if like it probably just sounds like she's doing porn, it's worse than porn.
Oh,
yeah.
I was like, we're not dogging her for doing porn.
Oh, no.
What she's
Oh, did
doing
it come
now
off that way?
is much worse.
Oh, no,
I felt like that's just kind of how we left
okay,
it.
no, that's no. Thanks for clarifying. No, I fully approve of sex workers. Do what you got to do. Do whatever you want to do. I don't approve of Phoebe or whatever she is or whatever
I
she's
think
got
her real
going
name's
on.
Mindy
She's just-
something or other.
yeah,
but
Mindy. Real
her social stances are questionable.
real strange. I feel like I don't know. Like, I feel like she's like one of those steel beamers, you know. There's just a lot. Okay, we're gonna see. This is why I didn't want to go into it. This is why I didn't want to get into it. Okay, so he starts touring with her while she's running off. Lindsay, whatever. And you'd think time would be like kind of important because of the anesthesia and whatnot. But it doesn't matter. He backs her up into a pool. He starts like pointing a rifle at her, but he doesn't want to kill her. He just wants to fuck with her. And he wants to dance at her. Basically, he does a little bit of dancing in the movie. every so often.
Even before that, he's just like he just beats this window down for no reason.
Well, yeah, you gotta do that.
It's his own fucking window.
Oh, it's a dramatic effect.
Just walk around. Like, why is he torturing her
Jason.
at this point?
He's Jason.
Like, if someone is loose in your torture house,
Yeah.
why are you breaking shit?
He squats? Imagine squatting in this house. Someone's just leaving this. They're like, yeah, we don't care about this piece of shit. This dump.
And he's yelling. He's like, I'm a sick man. Ha ha ha. If you don't open up immediately, I'll cut your knees. I'll pull your teeth out one by one without any anesthesia.
Yeah, he likes using pulling your teeth
Yeah.
out one by one as a
likes that.
threat.
He does it, and that is a threat. I wouldn't want that to happen to me.
I mean, I guess, but like
I get
he's very
dentures.
specific about it.
I cried laughing when he's like outside of the pool, like waiting out, because he starts to like close the pool and start
Yeah.
to fuck with her, and he starts like crab crouching. He's given like the Sick Sickly music video type beat.
No, wait,
And he's
hang
like-
on. He just shuts an automatic pool cover, and I'm like, wait, what the fuck is that? Is that like made of metal? Is it gonna decapitate her? What the fuck is gonna? It's just a plastic pool cover.
Yeah, 100%.
And she gives up so easily. She goes under for a
She
while
goes
and waits
under.
and comes back up and just like, okay, kill me.
She goes back up and she's just sitting under the pool cover. She can breathe just fine. Like,
I get going under, but I don't get why she just sits in the middle of the pool the whole time. It's just like, yeah, I'm back. Okay, I'm gone.
can't get me if I'm in the water.
Yeah. And it's like, well, I think a lot could happen from where you are. And I think you're actually, I don't know. You should probably get out, is what
But
I'm
also,
saying.
like, what's with all the fucking pageantry? Why'd he turn the pool cover on, like,
It's hilarious.
as if it was a ticking time for her?
Because it's
It's like the
fucking
garage.
When it was
hilarious.
pointless.
It's like the garage door kill and Scream, man.
Except it wasn't.
Nah, I get
It
it.
was just faking out like it was.
Nah, he's right.
See? No, same thing. We're saying the same thing. So what's the penalty for trying to escape?
Nothing. She just starts running away more.
No, the
No,
penalty.
there's a
She's going to
penalty.
be the middle.
She is going to be the middle.
That's
You're
what
right.
that's what he says. He tells her that. He's like, you know what? You're special.
But so much more happens. Like, I mean, that is going to happen. She is going to be the middle. But like, the chase doesn't end here. He basically lets her get out of the pool, and then she keeps running off and doing her thing. And then this is what I was.
Well, the
referencing
power
earlier.
goes out.
Yeah, that too. The power goes out while he's like, oh
Now
man.
it's Jurassic Park.
It's because his pool cover was taking up too much power. His automatic pool cover, it just like shut everything off. Moving all that plastic, it takes a lot out of an electrical system. So she gets far away from him. He somehow has no idea where she is in his 2-bedroom house.
Dude, she
with a
went back
basement.
into the room she was already
Went
in.
right back into the only room that he could think of that she would be in, and he's like, "Where'd she go?" And she grabs her friend,
yeah,
a whole-
why does she go
a
back
whole
for Jenny?
dead weight human, and just starts dragging her through the house,
completely
and
passed
outside the
out,
house.
completely
The
unconscious.
chick can't even help you. Like,
Can't hold her own weight to stand up.
Come on.
She
You do
couldn't.
not go back for Jenny. You get out and you call the police.
You do anything. The only way either of you are getting out of this is if you go out and you get help.
Yeah.
And like, who knows? Right. There might be a possibility that things might go bad for Jenny, but things are definitely going to go bad for both of you. And there's no chance anything is going to go good if you don't get the fuck out and do something.
It's the number one rule of survival, Caleb.
You gotta fucking help yourself, bro.
Can't
Gotta-
save somebody else if
gotta-
you can't save yourself.
Gotta help yourself, my man, you know? And she doesn't fucking do that. She is a fool, a complete fool. Could have got away if she wasn't thinking like an emotional bozo. Get rid of the emotions, fellas.
Jeez.
Get him out of here. We're out here. And I don't know. It's stupid. She just, horror movies and emotions don't go over well.
And operating room.
Yeah, well, she's back because you tried dragging an entire fucking human upstairs and outside a goddamn, like, 2-acre.
Not just upstairs, like off the bed, up
through
the
the
stairs,
forest.
down a hallway, through the bedroom, out the window, through the broken glass, and out into the rain.
And then she gets bopped by the tranquilizer. And then the doc walks up and he puts his boot on her cheek while she's laying on the ground just because he's just like, yeah, my boot's on you.
Over the river and through the woods.
Yeah. My boot is on your face. So now that he has all of them back in his surgery room, knocked out and ready to attach, he Sharpies around their faces for, the points of merge. He pulls out their teeth one by one. That sucks.
I couldn't watch most of this.
that was rough.
I had,
Pulling out the
I had
teeth is
my
fucked.
eyes away for
Dude,
most of
I
these
mean,
scenes
I'm pretty sure
here.
everyone in the world has the nightmares about, like, getting their
The
teeth
teeth
pulled
on
out
them.
or falling out
Yeah,
or whatever.
They turn to liquid or something.
Fucks me. I've never had that. They turn
That's
to liquid.
mine. Mine turn to liquid.
Mine just fall. Like, I'll just be like sitting there.
I'll
and
be
I'm
like talking, and then there's like
They just melt?
Yeah. They melt.
Whoa.
I don't have that. I'll be sitting there and like I'll feel like a little wiggle. I'm like, huh, and I'll touch it, and then it just comes out, and I'm like, ah. I always just like look back and I look around. I'm like, ah.
No, you just unlocked a new fear, James. Liquid
Sorry.
teeth. Jeez.
I think I'm fine on that one. I don't mind because I feel like that one's just crazy.
Oh yeah.
Like I
I've had
can't. I don't know. I feel like that wouldn't come up my subconscious brain. Like my teeth just start melting.
Yeah,
That's a
I've had
wild
that.
one. I've heard a lot of like fucked up teeth like nightmares from people, but that one's crazy. Melting. What are yours?
So, what?
Tough guy?
No, I would never tell you. Why would I tell you? You're going to.
Your teeth nightmares?
Yeah, my teeth nightmares. Then you mess on my teeth.
Does anyone in the world know why he's like, I would never tell
I
you
would
this? I've
I
definitely,
kind of know why.
definitely heard
but that's
much
because
more
I know
personal
Tough Guy
things
pretty
from
well.
you. What does this mean?
It's an Indiana thing.
No, you're kind of weird and superstitious about shit.
Yeah, man. You gotta keep those babies in the chamber,
Nah, your teeth are cursed. They're all gonna fall out right now. Like I'm actually cursing you, and your teeth are done tomorrow.
Take my teeth out, but don't take my booty meat, because that's what he's also cutting off right now.
Oh, he does cut out a little bit of
Yeah.
booty meat, huh?
He
It
does.
is.
That's kind of crazy because
I love that he was segueing back into the movie, and you were like,
Yeah.
"What the fuck did you just say?"
100%. I mean, he sometimes this guy just says things, and like always it confuses me. I'd say like at least 100% of the time it confuses me.
I felt like you were 1 second away from totally laying into him for just saying nonsense. And you were like, oh shit, he's talking about the movie.
Dude, you said I was going to host this one. Here it is. Segues. That's
You're
what
doing
hosts
great.
do.
You're doing great. Go on, segue right into my ass.
So he's getting all artsy with your ass. These bodies are canvases. And then
The flesh didn't look terrible, like when he like started cutting, but then once he opens it up and blood gets involved, I'm like,
Yeah.
well, that's jelly.
Yeah.
Like that's just a jelly donut. So I'm not into all that.
all right, so he's sipping on some bourbon or whatever, making a human centipede. Making a human
centipede.
human centipede. It's a lot of work. So you got to kick back, let the fireplace go,
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then he calls him his sweet little centipede.
Okay.
and then he like pets him on the head, I think.
He does do that. Yeah, and then he
does that
starts
a lot.
like he pulls out his DSLR and he gets all up in their faces and he's like,
This
Ooh,
is crazy.
ooh, and he's like
is
making them
this
pose.
scene?
He's loving it, dude. He's taking headshots of them. I love the middle headshot where it's just a face in an ass, and there's like you can't add any depth to that. It's like fucking cat dog, but like it's somehow worse than cat dog. Like,
No.
cat dog is
You
an
know what?
abomination.
No. Fuck this movie. If they would have made a real human cat dog, I would have been way more impressed.
We're into the cat dog. Yeah,
Siamese cat dog.
Yeah, so two people together that way? Like, that's way more interesting. Then they have
Yeah.
to just walk around on just their arms? Say what?
And then they're backwards. They're not facing each other. They're fucking.
Yeah, they're not facing each other.
They're just shitting in each other's asses forever.
We're gonna blow up. Like, how's that work?
each other's
Well, that's what Cat Dog does for sure.
Because they always coughed up like hairballs. Like, Cat, you gave me a hairball again.
Yeah, and that's fucked
so
up.
true.
Like, the fact that I had to think about the like the physiology behind that
gastrointestinal tract
when
of
I-
cat dog.
when I was like 6.
There's a more.
And
Yeah,
I'm
that's
like,
pretty gross.
I'm like, yeah, how does this work? And I remember thinking about that. I was
Yeah.
like, well, how does it?
Yeah.
That's fucked up. That couldn't have been good for the growth of my brain.
And here we are, human centipede.
Yeah, well,
because of Cat Dog.
yeah, that's why I jerked off to this movie earlier.
Oh gosh.
Wait, what
is
did
that
we-
why you said there was a mess on your couch? Is it from this movie?
Dude, it was all that centipede juice.
It was all this moaning
all that
in the
pee
movie because
juice.
now you can't hear them scream. They're going, oh.
Wait, dude, if
so
Charles
true.
Band owned the Human Centipede series, he would make a figure of it with like lifelike actual like. Never mind.
He would do it. He would anything.
You know how they have those real life baby dolls and they're like, yeah, they eat and shit and
Oh,
piss.
yeah, he would make one of those.
It would have like a thing that you feed it in the front, and then it would go all the way through
Yeah.
and then come out the back.
You would
Yeah.
have like a
Yeah.
cranking mechanism
Yeah.
to make it like
for
all.
sure. Absolutely.
But it would be smoking a blunt or something gay like that.
and then the smoke would come out its ass.
Oh, and somehow Ooga Booga would be involved. Ooga Booga would be like riding it.
with his dick out.
I can't.
Like on like that SpongeBob
Why are
episode.
we
with-
talking about Charles Band?
SpongeBob
every
episode with the Alaskan bullworm where he's riding it. It's
Yeah,
that, but it's
yeah,
Ooga
yeah,
Booga
yeah.
riding it. Like, is that not exactly what Charles Band would do? Like, come on, guys.
No, it's not even. That's too cool for Charles
The
Band.
thing
we went too
is-
far with it.
I'm trying to
Can't do
not because I follow Charles Van on Instagram and he did release this like magic mirror thing and I was trying to like not.
Oh, are you talking about that magic 8-ball shit?
Yeah,
whatever he would
whatever
do?
it is, and
it
he,
was
like-
crazy. That's what I'm saying. He would do some crazy shit like
He
that
did make
because
something dumb and it's just like, yeah, it's a magic
insane.
8-ball.
Sound like a mirror magic 8
Yeah,
ball
and
for
it
like $90
talks.
or something like that.
It's
Are you trying to buy it? Is it?
no,
No.
I don't even want to talk
Well,
about it 'cause
he's
I feel
trying to
like
buy it.
putting
He
both-
loves Ooga Booga.
Absolutely not. This ain't even Ooga Booga. This is Charles Band.
Well, you know Ooga Booga talks to you in it.
Crazy.
There's no way.
I don't even know who that is. Never met the guy.
Well, the final 35 is great. Final 35 minutes because I feel like we're around there, like when they're finally full force and going at it. There's a fight between the Doc
At what point is anyone in this movie full force going at it?
right now. Doc and Katsuro are about to beef with each other, and Katsuro is gonna bite him in the ankle. They are. Oh my god, it's gonna get so funny in a second. Like, might actually be one of the funniest things I've ever seen on screen in my entire life. But right now he bites him in the ankle. And he gets pissed, and it looks like the hole in Ash's leg. When he gets stabbed with a pencil in Evil Dead.
Yeah.
Was it Ash or was it someone else that got stabbed in the leg with a pencil? Maybe it wasn't Ash.
Yeah, wasn't it? Shit.
I'm
the old guy. I don't know his name.
I'm blanking off the top of my head. But yeah, gets stabbed in the ankle. It looks like that, but apparently he bit him, which is crazy. And this leads to they go outside a little bit later. Well, first he's gonna beat his ass a little bit. He's gonna rough him up. He's gonna break his nose and all that. But then they're gonna go outside, and he's wearing a duster, and he's strapped up with tall leather boots.
Oh, yeah.
Tall leather boots, and he has like one of those little like what is it? The little fucking like the
riding
little
crop.
ass whips or whatever.
Yeah.
The little like ones with the little like feathery shit at the
Tassels
back.
up there.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
tassels. That's what it
Oh,
is. And he's like, all right, bite my boots,
Bite. Bite him.
bite my boots, bite them. And then the dude goes, "What is it, Katsuro? Are you a chicken?" And he starts taunting him full on Arrested Development style. He goes, quack, quack, a coodle doodle doo, a coodle doodle doo.
He really did it.
Like, it was somehow a mix of every single one
All of them. And then
Great.
also just the sound of just like garbling on cock. Like he literally goes
100%. Which honestly, legitimately, that might be one of the best chicken noises I've ever heard in my life. I am so dead ass. that sounded like a chicken. He went like, like that's what a chicken sounds like. It's 100% what a chicken sounds like.
Quack, quack, quack.
Holy shit! It is insane. It is so insane.
Where did this man? How did we watch all of the special features?
I've watched.
And
no one mentioned that. It was like
no one said, "Hey,
we had this idea."
he doesn't know what a chicken sounds like."
Or like, hey, this actor, fucking, he
just
did
went
this on the spot.
off.
You know, no one told him to call Katsuro chicken, but he just decided.
I fully believe that.
It was crazy. Oh my
It's
god,
nuts, dude.
it was so wild. So after that happens, Katsuro just turns around because he's pissed off.
Yeah, he just
And
tries
they-
to walk away.
And it's so funny because he can't just turn around like a normal human. He has to turn around on all fours, and two people that are attached to his asshole have to
Like,
turn
have to,
with
like,
him
move
and
with
follow.
him.
So it takes him like a solid 2 minutes just to turn, and he turns around just pissed, straight face.
It's like now he knows how a dachshund feels.
and you can tell. His legs are so short because he has fucking what? He has 12 legs now. He's so long. They're so short. Oh my fucking god. He's just trying to turn around. I've seen Pepper do it millions of times. He's trying so hard to turn around. He's just pissed. He's like, you guys are pissing me off. I'm not a chicken. I'm not. Don't you ever at me. Don't you fucking ever. He's like, I might not speak English, but I know that noise, and I know that's a chicken. He's like, I know that's a chicken. I've heard a chicken.
We gotta bring that up.
You know how
As far as we
math
know.
is universal? So are chickens.
As far as we know, he doesn't know a word of English.
No, he doesn't. I don't think he does. And none of them know a word of Japanese, and he's just talking to them the whole movie. Sometimes, like half the time, he's having conversation with them, and they're almost like, "Yeah, buddy, I like that. Good plan. Good
idea, pal."
You're telling me these two American women from New York who don't even know how to walk out of their car
Oh my God.
properly understand this Japanese man? I'm not buying it. Maybe I'm judging a book by its cover. Yes, I'm judging a book by its cover.
Or that he even understands anything that the fucking doctor's saying.
I don't think anyone in this movie is
He
understanding each other
might-
at all.
I mean, it's pretty common for other, people from other cultures to learn some
That's
English.
fair.
So he might understand some of what he's saying, but he clearly can't speak
I don't
English,
know that,
or else
man.
he would talk back to them in English.
None of them seem like they're understanding each other. We got two American women from New York. We have one Japanese man. I don't even know how he popped into the
I
story.
don't know how did he get here.
And then we have a German man in Germany.
Yeah,
And he speaks English also.
yeah,
He
and
speaks
German.
a lot of German, yeah. It's not clicking.
No,
There's a barrier, and they're acting like there isn't a barrier.
they're
at
acting
all.
like there's no barrier, but we're about to get
We're about to get what?
barriers don't exist
Yeah.
after the next.
When you're a centipede,
Yep.
because
Well, I mean, yeah.
Katsuro has to take a number 2 down number 2's mouth.
Yeah, feed her. Feed her. Dude, this is where he starts he's not doing the exact crab walk he did earlier, but he almost is more because he is crab walking around them. He's going around them, and his arms are almost kind of bouncing around like Dr. Zoidberg too. And he's
Where did they find this guy? This guy is absolutely certifiably insane.
he was born for this role. He was born for the role where
He's
sews
been
people
waiting
together
his
to shit in each
entire
other's
life
mouths.
for this.
It's so crazy.
This is his life's purpose.
He's clacking his claws around. He's like, and he's just like, feed her. He loves it. Man, shitting all in her mouth. He's like, yeah, eat it. Doc ends up putting them in a cage, and they're whimpering like dogs. They're just crying. They're like, come on, let me out. Give me a snack. And we cut pretty fast from this because the only thing that happened in this scene is the dog's like, shut up, I'm trying to sleep.
When's the checkup time? Is this when they?
yeah, we're about there.
Okay.
Pretty close. So we cut back to the pool where Doc is swimming butt ass naked.
Yeah, we
Don't-
gotta do this
Like,
for
dude,
yeah,
he's
yeah.
spread eagle swimming in the water, like doing like those real wide, like
Yeah.
swim things where your arms go all the way out, your
So
legs
he's
go
Michael
out, like,
Phelps,
You're,
is
you're
what you're
yeah,
saying.
you're swimming like a tadpole, or like not a tadpole with legs, a baby fucking frog. We're gonna do frogs
Teenage
soon,
frogs.
but he's spread eagle in the water, and somehow we don't see his dick. I don't know if it's small or they did something or his bush was huge.
Dude,
I
they
saw like
I told you what they did.
like there was a
man.
shadow there. What they do?
They tucked it in his belly button, man. They just put it in
say
there.
that. No, you did say that.
Plugged it in.
Yeah, man. You just go. Boop.
So crazy. And that was just like his ball hair hanging down. Just his ball hair
No,
just
dude.
flowing in the water.
When you take swimming that seriously, you got to shave everything, man.
You see that clip of the new Ariel of like her hair flown in the water? That's how his ball hair looked in the water.
Oh my god. I love how he like has the peed tied up.
He has the what tied up?
The peed.
Peed?
Yeah.
He peed?
I
No, the
remember that.
peed.
What are we talking about?
The human centipede.
Oh, the pee.
Oh, you keep saying I don't. Dude, I think you're talking about like a pod or like a
peed.
The peed, man.
or like the pod.
He tied the peed up.
He's on a podium.
We also forgot to talk about the part where he like rubs his balls on all over their heads.
Yeah. I mean, that's just something that he's gonna do, and we're just gonna have to anyway. While he's swimming in here, butt ass naked, the human centipede is also just casually sitting right next to the pool. And at one point, they're like,
It's
"Well, he's
tied
still
up.
swimming."
Where are they gonna go?
They just start walking away. At one point, he just goes, "All right, let's go." Start walking away, and Doc notices. He's just like, but he's like, "Whatever." He does like 5 more
You're
laps.
not gonna
just like,
get far.
Where are you gonna go? You're downstairs, which it's bullshit. They don't show him getting them downstairs. How is he doing that? He has spiral stairs.
It's true.
And he's taking them up and downstairs, I feel like pretty constantly.
I think he could lift each 3 of them individually. That big truck
Together?
driver, though.
You think he can lift them
No,
together?
individually. No, not all
They're
at the same
together
time.
at this point. How does he get them down together? He's not.
They were already down there, right? No, you're right. They
No,
do go
dude,
up
he's
and down, and
Yeah.
they go
The pool-
outside.
The pool
and-
room isn't where the surgery room
You're
is.
right.
They crawl out of the surgery room later and they go up and down stairs and shit.
They-
Or maybe the surgery room is down, or maybe the pool. The pool actually might be on the same area as the surgery room.
But they were
Maybe.
outside.
But they were up and down. Yeah, I mean they were in a bunch of places, so he's definitely taking them up and down stairs for sure. Maybe not in this exact scene, but he is.
So
and it's
then
happened
why?
many
so
times.
then why does it seem impossible for them to climb a staircase later?
Because
God, I
it
can't
definitely
fucking talk.
is. I don't know how he's getting them down
But
there.
apparently they did. I don't
I don't
know.
know. It's pretty crazy. But they try to leave and he spanks them. There's a scene where
He's
they go
just
in the other room and he's just spanking
ruthlessly
them.
beating them with the writing crap off screen.
Yeah, off screen.
Yeah.
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 completely off
Off
screen.
screen.
We don't know who's getting spanked and really why. Just I guess everyone's getting spanked.
So
Yeah.
now it's checkup
Well,
time.
he sees them as his kids. He's like, bad kids.
they're rugrats. Literally rugrats.
Don't run out of here. I have the baby gate up.
All right, tell us about the
Come on,
checkup.
what-
Tough
Yeah,
Guy.
what's next?
So apparently, the Lindsay section is constipated and he feels underbelly. And then the Ginny caboose is oozing green pus from the mouth and a stitch. And apparently she's dying, so she's going to die soon. And then the police is at the front door.
Yeah, they ring the
The
doorbell.
detectives, I should say.
Yeah, that is around that time. That's right after the pus bubbles and stuff, right?
Yeah, immediately, like as it's happening, then the
Yeah,
door rings.
yeah, you're right. That was disgusting because the girl on the tail end, he's like, yeah, I think she's dying. There's yellow pus, leaking out of her mouth. She looks sick. Needs to be replaced.
Needs to be replaced.
Needs a new part,
The Ginny
swap 'em
tail.
out.
Yeah.
And we finally get some kind of involvement from, the outside entity, the whatever kind of law enforcement they are.
Voller and Krantz.
Voller and Krantz.
I'm gonna call them
German police.
incapable
Hey,
of doing their jobs.
Did you notice? So like the doorbell rings, and the doctor's like, "Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit!" And he starts like running around, like trying to hide shit or whatever. He takes the picture of the dog that's on his nightstand, like the dog with its face, like the 3 dogs sewn together.
yeah.
The picture of that, and he hides it in his nightstand so the cops won't
Think
find
he's-
it.
I missed that. That's dang. Well,
Like,
I was like, it was so specific. He's like, "Oh shit! Got to make sure they don't see that."
the man is not very smart whatsoever. I mean, like the things that he thinks will help him and the things that he doesn't think will help him, it's just, I don't know. He's all over the place. The man is a fool. And it's going to get so much worse, like, very soon. So the cops show up and they're like, hey, so we're doing this investigation. Apparently there were 2 women screaming on your property. And he goes, no, I don't think so. And they're like, well, this is why we think this was happening. And he goes, all right. This is his, like, headspace, you know? This was going through his head. He's like, all right, how do I prove my innocence? You piece of shit! You come into my house and you ask me why 2 women are screaming on my property?
Drink this water. Drink it. Drink this water and leave my house.
He already has a cup of water in his hand with this Alka-Seltzer
whatever the
roofie
fucking
in it.
Alka-Seltzer roofie is.
With his Quaaludes in him. And he's holding it out like his arm is stiff all the way out, and he's fucking shaking. He's like
spilling it
all
everywhere.
over the place. It's not just spilling; it's flying upwards out of the cup.
How
and,
does this man instantly begin acting like the most guilty person on the fucking planet?
How has he survived this long? Like being this kind of person? It's crazy. I just
like
don't
whenever
get it.
Tough Guy got pulled over.
Tough guy.
I
Did
was,
get,
I was
he's,
chill.
Honestly, that
I
was
wasn't
crazy.
nervous at all.
It's crazy.
goes, "I was
It's crazy that
chill."
you said that too, because I was just gonna make a Cyrax reference. So I guess like shout out Akron, Ohio, the biggest, like the scummiest place on planet Earth. I know I was talking about
Akron,
Pennsylvania, but
baby.
fuck Akron, Ohio,
Earthquaker devices.
dude.
Akron. Come
on.
on.
Akron-
Shout out.
Akron's crazy, yeah. It's home to Cyrax and the place where they said Tough Guy was going 78 on the freeway, and I saw it. Like he was going like 71 on the freeway, and he was like, it's a 60 max here, and he was literally going with the flow of traffic, like slow, like not even slow the traffic, like literally the flow of traffic.
And I was
like
behind the traffic.
yeah,
I
if he
wasn't
went
even-
any slower, like
it would've
he would have been. It doesn't make sense. He was like, yeah, 78 over. Yeah, I don't. Well, not 78 over. Whatever.
Yeah.
Fucking.
Can we talk about the fact that this doctor
Why are we just talking about road issues this whole episode? This has nothing to do with the road.
This doctor plans to drug both cops. He's going to drug them both.
Yes.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then remove Jenny
because the Ginny tails.
and
And by
turn
the
it
way-
into a quadruplet.
yeah, 4.
Yes, I think so. Or maybe he's just gonna hold one for a while and then put the other one on. But let's also mention this dude is a scrawny, frail, dying old man. These 2 cops are like twice the size of him.
Yeah, they're solid dudes.
Yeah. They're like a Clancy Brown
Yeah.
type, you know?
Sturdy.
Yeah. They're men that would easily like take him down.
For sure.
Like even just one of them. But he's like, nah, I got this.
So yeah, he's sloshing the water.
And the cop fucking slaps the water out of his
Yeah.
hand.
Cop slaps the water out.
Shatters the glass, and he just stares at him. He doesn't say anything after. He's just like, he's basically just looking at him like, please try to do something.
And
like,
then,
I will
well,
knock
then
your
he,
ass
then he's
out.
like, oh, sorry, I've just been like really overworked. It's like that makes any of your behavior okay.
Drink this
and
water.
normal?
Drink it. Drink the water and leave. Drink it. Is the most suspicious thing anyone could have ever done. So he scampered off. He's scampered back now. And the guy walks back out to, address the authorities once more. And he's going to try to stick them with a needle.
Yeah.
And he walks out and just drops the needle on the ground.
Right in front of him, in front of
Right in
God
front of them.
and everybody.
The cop just looks down and he goes, "What's up with that?" Like he's not even that pissed. He's just like, "All right, interesting."
Like, this is what we're doing now, huh, pal?
And the dude's just like, diabetes, you fucking idiot. What are you
It's
talking
insulin.
What are you
It's
talking
fucking
about?
insulin, man.
You ever heard of it? People have needles all the time. In a towel
It's how
hidden behind their back.
I wasn't gonna stick you with.
While I'm creeping up on you. I don't know. Like I said, he needs that wacky, like, boink music playing.
Yeah. So the cops say they'll be back with a warrant, and then they just fucking leave.
And the
Yeah.
doctor acts like he cares about wasting taxpayer money. He's like, go and get that warrant and
He
waste
does
the
that.
money.
Like, come on. This is what the taxpayers pay for.
Yeah,
for
he got-
people like you. And also, on the side of it, like, in the surgery room, the lead centipede, yeah, he's reaching over to something that's 2 inches away from
The
him.
most dramatic reach of all time.
It takes so long, and it's like cutting back and forth between his hand, and like it's crazy that they're cutting from his hand to right next to his hand because like you don't need to move the camera. We see exactly where he's going, but they're like boom, 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 and going back and forth, and it's like okay, but I already knew immediately when he started reaching for this that he was able to grab that. So you think he's gonna do something crazy right then and there, like it's gonna build up to something.
Yeah.
Then the scene just cuts. It's like no, he has that now. It's like
He
I got that.
He's got a scalpel.
I got that a while ago because we see him sitting next to that table. It's like
It was almost like it did like the Edgar Wright like Hot Fuzz thing where like he turns really dramatic things or really normal things into something really dramatic, like just turning a doorknob, you know? It's like chin 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 chin.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, all you did was open a Snickers bar. Like
yeah.
it's like they're doing that, but it's not a joke.
I respect the hustle.
I don't respect the hustle. Like I said, this guy, you're gonna leave that? You're gonna leave those weapons right there for them?
Yeah,
just right next to them? Right next to the centipede? That's your plan.
Well, I guess in his mind, they're not people. You know, he just thinks it's a dog.
So it doesn't it just loses all of its human.
Right. In his mind, it's just a dog.
He's a fool.
He's a fucking idiot.
Like maybe he's right. Maybe like if they're like that long enough, they might turn into dogs. Who knows? It might just work.
I mean, he tried to make them fetch his newspaper. Like he thinks.
Oh
that
my god, he did. I forgot about that.
He thinks that they can't.
It's like buy my boot, fetch my
think.
newspaper.
Like they're still human. You
You what now, James? You what now? Okay, anyway. So the authorities leave. They tell him that they'll be back in 10 minutes. 10 minutes. And Doc heads back down into his basement and realizes that his centipede somehow got off the table
The
and
Holy
left.
Trinity is gone.
And Katsuro, he gets pissed because oh shit, I didn't even. That's crazy. 3 angels. Anyway,
Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost.
so he gets pissed because he stabs Doc in the ankle. Katsuro, that is. He's hiding around a corner, and Doc comes back. He's like, "Where's my centipede? Where's my dog?
Where's my pede?"
He stabs him in the ankle, and then he gets pissed because he's like, "You, shit, you fuck with me." I'll bite you again. I don't fucking know. Whatever. We're moving on.
He was vicious with it, though. And then
so
Katsuro,
he bites his ear off.
Yeah, he does.
Katsuro bites the doctor's.
Wait,
He bites the doctor's ear off.
does he bite his ear off?
I don't
or
know
is
if
he
it's
just
ear.
his
I think
neck?
it's just like in his neck.
But it
Was
like
it his
it was
neck? I thought it was his ear.
stretchy to where
Oh.
it was
Yeah,
kind
it
of
was
like
Like jugulary.
Oh, I can't
Yeah,
remember.
no,
Oh, yeah.
I was really
it his neck?
surprised the doc
Oh.
survived this.
Yeah, I actually
Yeah.
rewound it because I thought it was the ear first.
I always
It
remembered
looks
it being
like
the ear. Maybe I'm just remembering it
No,
wrong.
it kind of looks like it the way that the skin pulls.
I think I was writing something down. I don't think I really looked at it this time around, but I just like remembered that scene. I thought it was the ear.
Yeah.
I'm probably wrong.
So Katsuro says something like "all aboard," and then the train starts rolling to the next destination. And I
What, up
don't
the
think,
stairs?
and I don't think trains do very well stairs, but ain't no stopping this train.
Oh, there's something stopping it. The bleeding of assholes and mouths.
Yeah, this is terrible.
As I said,
The whole
ain't no
thing.
stopping this train.
There's so much blood
Anal
just chugging out.
stopping this train.
Okay, that's crazy. So the centipede is now fully up the stairs, and they're acting as if the doc isn't sure where they are. But Katsuro has quite literally been screaming at the top of his lungs while they're walking away. Like he's just like, ah, 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 with every step, and it's like, all right, you're trying to hide right now? Are you kidding me? Again, this is like a 2-bedroom house with a basement. Once you're out of the basement, there's like 2 bedrooms, and that's including the living room, honestly.
And where are they going?
They go to the same. Okay,
They go
so
to his bedroom.
But where are they
Yeah.
going to
No,
go?
no,
How do
because-
you
Oh, they're trying to
escape?
break a window so they can climb out a
No,
window. They want to
If
climb
you
on
climb
glass.
out, where are you gonna go?
Oh, okay, gotcha.
They're gonna
Hope
what
you
are you
can
talking
go
about?
to a doctor
only
that
have-
can cut you apart.
Well, they only
what
have
are you
to
doing?
James. They only have to walk for like 20 minutes to get off of his property. They'll be fine.
At their speed, it's probably even longer.
Oh, I accounted for their speed.
The detectives were coming back, so if they did escape, the detectives would have saw them in the yard or whatever.
I don't know, man.
I think it'd be all right.
There is a lot going on
But
there.
I believe it's Jenna that leads them back into the room.
So
Jenny.
what's wrong here, though? Is
So-
his stitching job just shit, and it can't deal with stairs? Like,
They're
why
still
is
healing.
everything falling apart?
It's fresh. They're still healing, you know?
I guess
They're not merged yet fully. They're still like, they still got the staples in.
Yeah.
So I think it takes a little bit, It takes a couple months, maybe.
So we're just gonna pretend that he was helping them up and down the stairs somehow.
I think he had like a elevator.
And there's an elevator that they just forgot to use.
Yeah. Yeah. There's definitely an elevator. So they're trying to escape out this window, and they're standing at it, and they're like, he's beating it with a lamp. Katsuro, that is. 'cause
Oh,
he's in
hey, it's
front.
the window that was broken before, and now it's not broken.
Yeah, you're right.
They
Moving
did
on.
show them fixing it though, and then
did
Jenny
they?
thought that's why Jenny was like the one in the middle,
you're
right?
right.
She's patting him.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
go
'cause
to
she was
this
like, hey,
room.
look, come on, come,
yeah, go
come
to the,
fix me out of this house.
No, keep going to that bedroom because the window's broken. That's what was happening. But you cannot trust a backseat driver. So it goes straight to the window, and then he starts. You like the setting, don't you? You looking
What?
at? What are you looking at?
Just-
You like that? Okay.
Can you talk?
Anyway, so and so this is when the stare down happens.
The ultimate stare
The
down. Actually,
Western stare
just
down.
The doc crawling through that hallway with
Licking
the
the blood?
scalpel. No, not even licking the blood. When he's just crawling through the hallway, it's fucking hilarious. He's just like army crawling, and he's got the scalpel in his mouth, and he's like,
It's sick.
Yeah, and then he starts talking with it in his mouth, and he goes, "All right, Katsuro, I thought, well, give me something to put in my mouth." He goes, I thought, Scalpel's still in his mouth like an idiot. Couldn't drop it to say your fucking big line.
no. Then they have this like ultimate crippled standoff.
Yeah, it was like
It's like
it was like that episode of
he
South Park.
can't move his legs. He's sliding on the ground like a snake, trying to attack the centipede, who's also basically just sliding around on the ground like a snake.
Yeah, and Katsuro just starts laughing. He's like, "This is ridiculous on
This
both
is
of our ends."
ridiculous.
And then he starts telling a speech. Again, I don't think anyone understands what he's saying. He's just talking, and everyone's adamantly listening to him. They're like, "Wow,
Yeah, we had
did get
this.
the
You and I had,
subtitles.
well, no,
Insightful.
we had the
No, we
subtitles,
always-
but they don't.
They know
Yeah.
in the movie. They have no idea what he's saying. Maybe
They
the doc
just
does.
speak English and German.
There's a possibility that the doc knows. These American girls definitely
They
don't.
definitely don't. He's just
But-
going off in Japanese, and they're like,
Yeah.
I don't really think he knows either, though. I'm under the impression that none of them know what's going on. He's kind of just looking like, what's happening? And James made a good point, too, because he's like, every time he pauses, like, in speaking, the doc could just, like, start moving or start talking, like, oh, yeah, oh, shit, wait, your speech isn't over?
Like, how would he not know? If he doesn't know Japanese, he wouldn't know what's a pause and what's the end of your
that's-
speech.
That's true.
No, yeah, that's
Like,
that's
why
pretty
doesn't he
crazy.
just stab you while you're doing your monologue? He just lets you keep talking
He's like, I'm
in a language he doesn't understand.
Like-
This makes no sense.
and he starts going, I'm a tiny little insect. My parents smell like dick. This is my punishment. And I don't think, like it's just, well, okay. He takes his own life with a shard of glass that he's holding. You think
He
he's
sure
about,
does.
You think he's about to fight the doc, but he's just like, nah, I'm done. It's like, okay, he thought
He finally
acted like he was a hero.
realizes there's no way he's gonna win a fight with his ass tied down. You know what I mean?
But really, why wouldn't you? You already fucked this dude up. He's already like bleeding out. You're honestly in a
close.
better position than they are right now. And you kind of, I feel like he kind of already knows that someone's on their way back. Maybe, I guess it was soundproof down there, so maybe they don't know what exactly is going on. They knew someone was there, but
Man,
probably don't know who.
I think this would have been so much more believable if after stealing the scalpel, the lead peed just cut his asshole loose and he just started running away. I would believe that before I believe anything else that happens. in
That's
this
what I
movie.
thought he was gonna do.
He got the scalpel. I was like, oh shit, he's gonna cut himself loose somehow.
And at that point, it's just like, well, fuck it.
Maybe
Like,
he
I think-
secretly likes it.
Because honestly, you know what? In this moment, and it's gonna suck for the chick behind him, but you know the way they're tied together, I feel like he could just cut her lips off. He could cut it off without any
Yeah.
pain and just run off in that moment.
Yeah.
He could survive. I mean, this is like a
He
Saw
could survive.
situation.
It wouldn't
you know
hurt.
what I
Like
mean?
he'd have some extra skin hanging off at the end, but like it's not even gonna hurt him. It's gonna hurt her a fuck
That's
ton when
true.
he does
That's
that.
true.
But
then
if you cut far enough out, you're right.
And then she could do the same thing to the caboose because
Oh,
she
she's
was
dead.
dying anyways
Yeah, she's
and
dead.
dead
Oh,
at
they're
this
both
point. Well, by then, yeah.
yeah, but you know, so I don't know. It was pretty stupid because like I don't know. You had that scalpel earlier. You like ran up these stairs, did all this. Just to be like, all right, I'm
I
the
give
hero. I'm done. But then now he just falls over, and now these two have dead weight in front of them. in front of them. Like,
Yeah.
that's just crazy.
Nowhere to go.
Can't really do too much. So Yeah, the authorities get back, and the dog's still alive. They take far too long to try to enter the home. Like they're
ringing the doorbell. They got a warrant. Just go in.
They have a warrant. They're ringing the doorbell forever. Like this guy just tried to fucking poison you 2 different times while you were there. That's why you got the warrant so fast within 10
caught
minutes.
him both times, essentially. I mean, you don't have proof with the water, but like, come on, he was really adamant that you drink this thing.
Clearly.
Screaming at you, drink the water and then leave. Like that's crazy. I don't think they even asked for water either.
No, they don't.
So finally, they're like, all right, I think we got to go inside. And I don't know what the Germany stuff is, but you should have went inside earlier than that. You guys are, it seems like you're terrible police officers.
And now Voeller's
At least
throwing
they
up.
go in guns drawn, though.
Yeah. I mean, they can't be any worse
Not
than
that
American
it helps
police officers,
them,
but
because they're also idiots, but moving on.
they're not great at their job. But yeah, they enter and one of them sees, some gross stuff, and then he spits, and then they pan down to the spit, and it wasn't even like puke or anything. Like it was just spit.
It was not
like,
that
all
bad.
right, that's gross. And after a whole 10 seconds of entering the building, one of them gets shot and killed, and he falls in the pool. We don't see that immediately, but his partner hears it, and then he runs over to find him, but then he runs directly into the room where the 2 remaining centipede pieces are laying there or standing there with the other one dead in front of them.
Yeah.
And he's just he does what any other sane person would do in this moment. He just walks away from the situation.
This is the most believable part of the movie.
100%.
He
doesn't
sees
deal
that
with
shit
that at all.
and says, nope.
Nope. I
Not dealing with that.
have other things to worry about. But he doesn't last long either because he walks into the pool room. Doc is standing right there. Doc starts shooting at him. He gets blasted 3 times, and then he shoots Doc in the forehead. And then Doc is dead. They blast each other to death, and then he's like alive for a second, but then he falls over in the pool. He's done, dead next to his partner. And then we flash over to the human centipede again, and then Jenny's like, which means I'm dying.
And then Lindsay's like,
and then and now Lindsay is stuck in the middle with 2 dead people on either side of her. And the way they end the movie, I feel like they're implying like, oh shit, this is fucked. Like she's in the middle. Nothing's ever gonna happen to her. 2 cops just got a warrant and just went over there. Like when they're not back in like 30 minutes, you're gonna have like so many people there.
yeah, but
Did
she
every
still may not survive.
Probably not.
Did every male character in this movie die except for the sweaty guy?
Probably. How is he the only surviving?
That's pretty wild, right?
So we had one
Goodness,
surviving female, one surviving male. It was Lindsay, and then the guy that's what it was. They should have ended up together. They were good for each other, and it would have been great.
Take me back. I was wrong.
He was the
Or
saving
sorry.
grace.
Damn.
Imagine that guy being the saving grace of a story.
Dear God.
It's crazy.
He
Absolutely
could have
insane.
saved him. He could have saved him.
Wow. Well, yeah, that's the. Also, I do want to mention that apparently in this movie, dying sounds are the same sounds of female orgasm.
Yeah, I tried to make it.
They're one and the same, and yeah, and then Katsuro and Lindsay turn blue within seconds of dying.
Yeah, just within seconds. And we just have this weird shot where we pan up through the house and then roll credits to just Lindsay whimpering.
Yeah, it's a bad way to end it. What song should have been playing, tough guy?
Stuck in the middle with you.
So we had 6 kills. Pretty much everyone in the movie died again, except for those 2. 2 on the boob count. It's not a happy boob count.
Yeah, not
It's,
boobs that you want to see, but
No, it's
They're
not like-
there.
I'm not saying their boobs are terrible or anything. I'm
No.
just saying like I'm not
Context
interested
matters.
in anything sexual when I'm watching disgusting shit like this. Would we recommend this movie? What do you guys think?
no.
What?
No.
I would 100% recommend this. I think
Definitely
anyone
not.
that hasn't seen this movie needs to see it just for the culture.
This is the dumbest piece
I'm
of
on the
shit.
same. Yeah, I'm the same way. You gotta watch for the shock.
It's not a
factor.
great movie. I'm not saying like you need to watch it because like holy shit, Human Centipede is the best movie.
Kind of the same way with like Tusk.
Or like I don't even think like Tusk goes that into it. Like I think it should be, but like like teeth and like rubber
Yeah,
and like
okay, yeah.
I would actually even take rubber out a little bit because rubber's a little like it's not
Doesn't
as
seem-
straightforward. It's just like hey, this is a fucking vagina with teeth in it, or this is
Yeah,
a, like what's another one?
What was Slither? Was that one kind of like? That wasn't. No, never
I was
mind.
never
That
a
was
huge
Slither's
Slither
like an
person,
alien
That's right. That's
thing,
right.
kind of.
Yeah, but yeah, man, I would recommend the fuck out of this just because it's a part of history, man. Like when this movie came out, it is, dude. In 2009 when this came out, like it might not have done great at the box office, but at least like after or around that time, people were like, "You see that movie with the people sew to each other's asses. Like, that's kind of crazy.
I've had zero discourse with any humans about this movie ever.
Really? I remember it being talked about a lot.
I've never been recommended this movie. I've never had anyone talk about this movie. I knew it existed, but I was like, that sounds dumb, and I've never paid any more attention than that.
Oh, wow.
Is that the thing? Just everyone knows that it exists and no one talks about it? It's just like, well, why would I bring up that? You don't want to be the person to bring up Human Centipede.
Oh, I do
They're
it all
gonna
the time.
Well,
You just said you wanted to recommend it. You want to bring it up?
no, if someone asked me, should I watch Human Centipede? I'm like, yeah. I wouldn't say you should watch Human Centipede.
Well, that's what
All
a
three of them.
recommendation is, Cleveland. We learned something new today.
What?
That's true. Okay, what are we all rating this, fellas?
I gave it a 3-star,
Okay, well, I guess I'll go next because I gave it a 2.
and then we'll just keep going down.
I think James gave it a 1, right?
Yeah, this is a 1-star piece of shit, guys.
Dude, I think it's hilarious. It's definitely like at least 2 stars of
it's
entertainment
funny,
for
but
me.
it's not funny because they wanted it to be.
But that's why it's funny. Is The Room funny because he wanted it to be? He wanted his movies to be funny after that. The Room was a complete accident. He thought he was making... Tommy Wiseau thought he was making a genuinely good movie.
kind of sad.
I mean, is The Happening... Fuck, oh, you get sad watching The Room? That's crazy. That's crazy. James is just in his room crying watching The Room.
Yeah.
Tissues. That's crazy. Anyway.
Sadder than The Notebook,
That's
man.
the craziest thing I've ever... well, yeah. Anyway. The Fault in Our Stars? Nothing. The Room?
The Room.
That's I don't know, man.
True sadness.
Is The Happening funny because they want it to be?
Is
M. Night Shyamalan?
Happening's not funny?
That's pretty funny.
No, it's not.
Birdemic funny because he wanted it to be?
Yes.
I don't think they want... I think Birdemic was... I think that dude also thought he was making a good movie.
Nah, they knew they were being funny. It's called Birdemic.
Yeah.
It's not even a fucking word.
Have you seen the movie, dude? It's all about, like, fucking cleaning up the environment. It has a great message.
As it should.
All right, I have a fuck, marry, kill.
All right.
The Centipede, all holes. The Doc,
All holes.
and you got me.
There's only 2 holes. There's the same amount of holes,
What exactly does that mean?
right?
The
Unless you
holes.
count ear holes.
Yeah.
More
Same,
ear holes.
depending on where you put it, all holes are on the table.
The nose is questionable.
Who was the second? The doctor?
Doctor,
Of
and
course.
then me.
God damn it.
There weren't many to choose from, really.
I'm definitely killing the centipede.
What?
You're saving 3 lives, James.
There's all holes.
What
are you talking about?
The centipede.
There are multiple holes available.
Sorry, but the centipede.
No, you're right, because
is
I'm
dead.
killing the doctor and marrying you, Caleb.
Whoa.
And you're fucking the
And I'm
centipede?
saving the 3 lives. Well, 2, maybe 2
By
and
what,
a half.
fucking them?
No, but then they don't have to die.
What are you doing, James?
Whoa.
What are your other 2? This is crazy.
I don't want that.
I'll fuck the doctor.
You want that doctor around
Okay,
you.
and you're
I'll
marrying
fuck
me?
the doctor and I'll marry you.
You marrying me?
Yeah.
That's crazy that you're fucking a human centipede.
I'm saving lives,
if you were
man.
gonna save the lives, why didn't you just marry the human centipede?
Because I always marry Caleb. He always wins.
I know, like, the term is, like,
I run
devil's
the game.
3-way, and that's, like, a whole nother thing, but, like, this is the devil's 4-way for sure. For sure. There is no way. No way. Yeah, so the sequel of this is basically Island of the Human Centipedes.
That's the most insane thing.
The third one I have not seen. I've owned it for a long time, but I've never got around to watching it, so not really sure where that one lands or what's going on in it. I do have a couple reviews. The first one is on Letterboxd, and it is a 1.5 from Christina Reynolds that said, apparently what doesn't kill you makes you longer.
I like that. Hey, I also want to say though, we didn't even get like a good like jump scare in this movie. Like the fucking cover of the movie, isn't the cover like kind of the silhouette of the centipede kind of like smacking
Yeah.
against glass or
Yeah,
something? Like I
yeah.
wanted to see that. I wanted to see the human centipede as like this like agile like moving thing,
Yeah,
and
is that
not like a realistic portrayal of it.
Yeah.
That was just boring.
I see. Maybe
just
they get more
gross.
into that in the later movies. in
Like
2 and
I thought
3.
the idea that like this could potentially be an escape story, like a Jaws, god damn it, a Saw type situation.
Oh, yeah.
Talking about this is definitely Jaws.
This is Jaws. The fact that this could be like a Saw type situation is completely ridiculous to me. Like, no, these people are fucked. They're not surviving this.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need to root for them. Like, they're already dead.
Yeah, I don't give a shit what happens to them.
So yeah, man, I'm just disappointed. Like, what is promised on the
I
cover
think
is not delivered on.
You're right. Like, they should have been healed. You know, like you see them start, and then it's like they're healed, and now we're seeing them do whatever he wanted them to do. You know, later.
Yeah,
And then
they're
you
like
see it.
agile and they can move
And then
shit.
you can still have the movie
He's,
go
like,
exactly how it
trained.
does. You know, the cops show up.
Yeah, they still
the
turn
fucking,
on
like,
him, and yeah,
they run off. Yeah, you can do all that, but they're just healed. You know.
yeah.
And they're ready to do all the whatever. So we have a 1 star from Clem that said, "I'm not saying he's right, but I get it."
I
don't know.
I'm sorry,
What?
Clem.
I don't know,
I
Clem.
don't get it, Clem.
I don't-
Have you guys seen the Key and Peele skit about Human Centipede?
No.
Dude, it's actually pretty great. It's
Better than the South Park one you guys made me watch?
it's probably not better. That was one of the best South Park episodes of all time.
It's a great episode. It's a very good
But
episode.
the Key and Peele skit is like it's 3 people who were in a human centipede, and they're like trying to hang out again afterward.
Oh, I have seen that one. I remember that one actually. Yeah, you can't come back from that.
And
You're
the
not
guy-
friends anymore after that.
The guy who was in front is like all bubbly, and he's like,
Yeah,
hey
'cause he's
guys,
chilling.
because he's like, no, he's like, bro, I had my lips sewn to your ass.
Yep, I remember that. Yeah, because I mean,
That shit was great.
and that's how he treated it too, dude. He didn't give a fuck in the front. He was like, "Well,
he was like, I'm hungry, I'm gonna eat, and then
Ah.
he's like, uh-oh, I forgot there's repercussions for
that
that.
Paco's bean burrito, man. You know, just he'll fuck you up." So this one's really fun. This was Roger Ebert. Isn't it just hilarious that he
I
watched
saw this
this?
shit.
There's obviously, as it always is with these reviews from Roger Ebert, there's a lot more to it, but I just read the fun part.
Yeah.
This one is, "I am required to award stars to movies I review. This time, I refuse to do it. The star rating system is unsuited to this film.
Yeah.
Is the movie good? Is it bad? Does it matter? It is what it is and occupies a world where the stars don't shine."
Jeez.
And to my knowledge, I don't know, at least I have never read a Roger Ebert review where he's just like, nah,
No stars.
I'm not giving it anything. It's just, it is what it is.
No, that is golden, and I love every bit of it.
That's what Kim does for Amityville's.
That's true. And speaking of Kim, that's a great segue because recently we got a 2-star from, and it's also a segue to what you did earlier, James.
Great.
Recently we got a 2-star from Schallberg who said, "Usually I like the banter, but episode 179 had me cringing over the use of calling people, quote, retards, unquote. Super disrespectful, and the chick from Scary Movie 2 recap cannot let anyone get a word in. If I have to listen to her again, I'm immediately turning it off. Everything else, 80%. So, the thing about that episode, I remember we were joking about some stuff in the beginning of the episode, and I was like, oh yeah, I think that sounded like pretty good. Good to toss in as like a cold open. I listened to like the first like minute, maybe 20 seconds of it or something. I was like, yeah, sounds cool. I listened to the end of it, like after like 5 minutes or whatever. I was like, yeah, seems all good. And then I think at like 1:30, James mentions Malcolm in the middle, and he's like, hey, that kid Dewey. And I was like, that retard. Yeah. And it was a cold open to an episode. And by the time I saw it, I was like, well, already 2,000 people have listened to it.
Dear God.
But really, it's like, look, man. The dude doesn't have disabilities, right? Like, it's like, he's a stupid kid. Like, I think Dewey's an asshole. And I fucking hate him. So, you know.
Not to
and
mention, there was a whole
Look, man.
episode where he went to a special kid class.
Wait, what?
That was a whole storyline.
Wait, what?
Remember Dewey? We figured that out
I
later.
didn't watch the show. I don't know,
We
man.
figured this shit out later. We were hanging with a friend who does watch the show, and he was like, well, yeah, that's because they did that whole episode. And we were like, wait a minute, what?
So maybe it was a little. Look, dude, fuck off. He's an idiot. Like, Dewey sucks. And you know what, man? Sometimes, hey, let's put you under a microscope. What do you guys say day to day, huh? Look, man, I know we've like outlawed that word, but like, I haven't. And you know what? Maybe I won't say it all the time, but it's gonna happen sometimes. And I don't know. You know, like hopefully you guys still listen to the show, but if you don't, you're a fucking.
Oh no.
Moving on, listener emails. We got a new email from Ace Rooney. Ace Rooney, you fucking. They said fucking love everything about the show. They did say fucking love. I'm not just still doing a bit. Actually, I'm gonna read this. I feel like his voice is like fucking love everything about the show. Even a crackling of the coil in the background. Keep up the great job, Shucklemuck. Also, give them monsters a try. Pretty good. And then a thumbs up and a picture of a 12-can Monster variety pack was attached to it.
No, man, those are alcoholic monsters.
Wait, that's what that was? Because he said, like,
Yeah.
crackling of the coil, so I'm like, okay, we're probably listening to a Brie episode from, like, you know, like, fucking episode 30 or some shit like that. So I'm like, were we saying, like, fuck Monster energy drinks or something? Which, I don't drink them that often, but I don't know, I just got a pack of... These guys drink energy drinks, so I got one from Costco. Now I'm drinking them, so maybe I do
Not
now.
Monster specifically.
Usually.
Yeah, I know. I just got...
Yeah, here we are.
I said energy drinks. I didn't say you guys drink
here
Monsters.
we
I said
are.
I got.
Yeah,
Anyway.
yeah.
But yeah, no, I think those are alcoholic monsters that he sent you. I saw that email too.
Oh, wait. Was that more recently? Was that because we were talking about, like, bangs or something? Or
Probably,
did that
yeah.
happen? Was that... Or is that a conversation we had off air?
I don't know. Four Loko and shit.
I don't know, man. I'm a retard, so I wouldn't know. So, what?
I don't know.
What? What's going on, guys?
You got
good?
a listener? Yeah.
We good?
Yep.
We chilling?
Yep.
Thumbs up?
Oh yeah, this is
episode
an
over,
audio, isn't it? Thumbs are up.
How to lose listeners 101. Look, the fans love it. So if you guys want to find more of us, you don't. Instagram is at Horse Soup, at Night Shift Video, at Vibes_Cleveland. Twitter is at Horse Soup Sucks. Our Letterboxd movie reviews are at Horse Soup Caleb, at Night Shift Video, at Vibes_Cleveland. I do another show with Ash and Elena from Morbid, and it is called Scream Podcast. We also talk about horror movies. We try to attack each other with the horror movies that we know the others will not like. We're currently doing the Hellraiser series. Do you guys have anything to plug?
No, not yet.
No? You got anything?
Not yet.
Well, just that old man's penis right back into its belly button.
That's right.
There we go. Thank you to Ross Lee for the intro and outro music that you're hearing on this episode and on the audio version. And thank you to Tom, who does the... he's done a lot of things for the show in the past, and he's just a cool guy, so we shout out Tom. Because we love Tom.
Shout out.
And peace out, guys. That's the end of the episode.
Bye.
Papa, here comes